is once again showing up. And when they didn't have pads on and, guys can kind of tiptoe around.
It's cute, man. You get to go out there and flash your speed, your agility. The defense can't really latch onto you, hit you, be physical.
Yeah.
The offense was winning.
And then they put those pads on, and this script has flipped. The defense in large stretches today, and that's not to say that there wasn't any success for the offense, because, of course, they're professional football players on the other side of the ball, and some balls were caught and a couple nice runs. But
a couple nice
but in general, this defense dominated big swaths of this practice today, and especially, and maybe we can get into some of the specifics later, but specifically, and now let me just say this too, just to set the stage for today. Phil and I did not watch practice together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these practices where we're together, we're exchanging thoughts and ideas. The complete opposite today. I said, I got to sit next to this guy for 4 hours. I'm not signing up for another 2 voluntarily. So, no.
His breath stinks. I got to get him out of here.
So, no, but it just worked out that way. I wanted to walk down, to the opposite side from where you typically watch.
Get a different view.
And, but I ran into Mike Evans. And Mike Evans made an appearance out there, and I hadn't talked to Mike in a while. So we ended
first
up
appearance in a decade, right?
Yeah, he dusted off that
Mike.
he dusted off that credential, and he was out there with us, and I can talk to Mike for hours. So we just ended up, me, him, and Dante having these long conversations, start talking about kids, and once I start pulling out my phone and showing videos of my kids, it's pretty much a wrap.
Screw the football, man. See this beautiful picture.
And so anyway, being hyperbolic, but we ended up just getting caught up, and I ended up just settling in a space, and I'm just saying that to say that I don't know what you saw. I don't know what your eyes saw today. So this is going to be the exchanging of, observations and perspectives in a way that we haven't quite had yet at training camp.
But that's good, ZB, because now I can pick your brain, you can pick my brain.
Sure.
Both of us agree right off the bat that the defense did win the day, and it starts up front with the offensive defensive line. The defensive line, they were going after it. They were getting after it. They were dominating. And you know what the offensive line did? They bent over and took it, Z. For 2 straight days, that's what I'm getting out of this, and I'm starting to get frustrated. So I'm putting myself in the running back shoes. The only way you can get a good look is if the offensive line, they do their part. You have to lean. You have to rely on your offensive line. This is why it's a team game.
Yeah.
And when the offensive line is getting pushed back, or they don't have that mindset or that physicality of let's start the day off strong, it sets the tone in the wrong way for the offense and for the defense. It's like, we're gonna own you today.
Yeah.
And you can see that from inside drill because you're physical. You guys are getting after it. There is no passing. You know what the offense is gonna do.
Right.
The offense knows what the defense wants to do, and you're going after. You're getting after it, ZB, and the defense was ready to roll. The offense was not. You didn't have a lot of lanes for these running backs to open up.
No.
But then, again, when I'm looking at some of these running backs, let's just say Jonah Coleman, you're not setting the play up long enough. Right? If we're doing outside zone like we talked about yesterday, where you're trying to get outside, at some point you're going to have to put your foot in the ground and get vertical.
Yep.
But what happens is if you can get the linebackers and the offensive line to flow, to run, to open their hips, it's easier to get backside. And there was way too many times where Jonah Coleman was jumping the gun and getting the football in the outside zone, putting his foot in the ground way too early, and now it's dead on arrival. You have someone like Zach Allen over there.
Holy
blowing
smokes,
the play
Phil.
up, talking that stuff.
Holy smokes. And so I'm glad that your eyes told the same story. And it didn't matter where your perspective of practice was watched from today. If you were up in the stands as a fan, if you were Greg Penner watching from, his perch, if you were myself, up on a bit of a stanchion, kind of overlooking things maybe 6 feet up in the air.
Yep.
It didn't matter where your vantage point was. The defense was mostly dominant. There's not like 2 versions of this story. And but I almost, on a couple plays, feeling bad is not like the right way to say it, but you use the phrase dead on arrival. For some of these running backs, you're cooked. Like in the backfield. Like unless you're Barry Sanders and can, shake Zach Allen, it's get the football, put in my stomach, and get tackled immediately. And there was probably, 4 to 5 runs like that were completely DOA. And it's like, wow, this is the Broncos defense. But this is supposed to be one of the league's best offensive lines as well.
Exactly, ZB. But then also you look at it like this. Luke Wattenberg, he wasn't out there. Now, he was on the side field, because he's dealing with some type of injury. You're having to deal with a couple backup centers. That matters in the inside drill because now they're the ones that are double teaming and moving up to the linebacker. So I'm not giving that an excuse, right? It's a mindset. It's a mentality thing. Can you beat the guy in front of you? The offensive line did not do that. The running backs did not do that. And they set the tone in a bad way where the defense was like, we're ready to go. We're going to start with the inside drill. We're going to do some stuff during one-on-ones. And then after this, when we get to team, we're getting after that ass. And that's exactly what the defense did, ZB. Crazy.
Another day of training camp in the books. Our single biggest takeaway is next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m., powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year, guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible ported, no cash access, and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks, N.A. member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation. Because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special, both for you and your partner. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're the leader in treating ED in the area. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
As Coloradans, we know how important it is to protect our homes. And unfortunately, wildfires are a reality here. It's Zach, and that's why I trust 50-80 Exteriors, a 2-time President's Club winner offering Class A fire-rated products designed to help protect your home. Thinking about upgrading your outdoor living space? Now's the time. Purchase a new deck during the month of August and get free solar railing lights. No payments and no interest until 2027 for qualified buyers. 50-80 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
At Applied Future Technologies, they use AI and automation to solve real business problems. How much time does your team lose to repetitive tasks, manual data entry, and searching through information? They build practical solutions around your organization's unique needs. Tools that organize and analyze information, streamline workflows, reduce backlogs, and support faster decisions. Give your team more time to focus on what matters most. Discover what Applied Future Technologies can automate for you at appliedfuture.com.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, And the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We can't stop time, but we can make your day more efficient. And we can help you get fit and stay fit.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Aero Seal Colorado.
One Wheel Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by Aero Seal Colorado.
Off and rolling here on a Tuesday, August 4th. Mistimed the what they call it, the post there. I got to hit the post, but I didn't have my headphones on. We were just going back and forth with Will Peterson here in the studio.
Scrappy!
About an exchange that we had on social media on Saturday night. And oh my gosh, it's I wish it was recorded, but we'll have some fun with it tomorrow night because I refused to have the conversation if it's not on the air. I refuse to have the conversation.
You were like, hey, let's just do it on air. If you don't want to do it right now, walk away, Will. Just walk away. Will had a bat. He had a bat in the back, so I thought Will thought he was going to have to bring the bat out and try to hit you, man.
Dude, too funny, man.
That's
too
good.
funny. We'll have some fun with Will tomorrow night about some disputed Rockies takes that we'll have some fun with. But how you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Woo! ZB. Okay, well, we're Tuesday. We're on a freaky Tuesday. Okay, training camp. The pads are on. You got to love it, man. It was nice weather out there. The guys were getting after it. There was a fight. So you know me.
How about that?
I always love me a little fight. Although there was nobody swinging, which good. Nobody needs to punch a helmet.
No.
That's how you break your hand.
Right.
But I like to see the players getting chippy. And it's going to be like that as time goes on. You get tired of seeing each other. You get tired of another player chirping or pushing or touching on you. And so I'm expecting a couple more fights that break out. Now, they don't have to be big fights. But what it's showing me is you're ready to go. What you're showing me is you have an attitude. And you must have an attitude if you're going to play this game. You got to be a little crazy, ZB, if you're going to play football.
Well, I just don't know if the fight came from the right place.
Oh, okay. What do you mean?
Well,
man?
do you want to just start here? Let's
start with the fight. Everybody likes a good fight.
So we had our first training camp fight today, okay? And I think I said to Dante before practice started, I'm like, there has not even been what could be perceived as the second cousin of chippiness. Like not even the second cousin, not any trash talking that I've heard.
Back, right?
Like obviously when they put the pads on yesterday, I think everyone was energized, especially the defense. But we haven't seen any like true back and forth during football action.
Felt like a basketball practice, right, Z?
And but it was one of these things. I said before practice ever started, I'm like, kind of feels like need a little jolt here,
a little juice, right?
And one of the things that I said to D is that I said, well, you have the most continuity of any team in the National Football League. And sometimes I think, and not all the times, but sometimes I think the genesis of these fights are guys who are desperate to make the team, that are playing as hard as they possibly can, 10 out of 10, and he's going up against someone that he's not too familiar with, that he just met, this past week. And so, but when you have the most continuity, you have more relationships, and guys maybe take care of each other a little bit more out there.
Especially when you're a vet. You've been through these camps. You know how hard it is. It's a 17-game season plus the playoffs.
Yeah.
You're being told and taught and preached that, hey, take care of each other, keep everybody up. So although you might be thudding because you have pads on, you're not taking to the ground. You're not trying to, blow somebody up. And so, yeah, you can kind of go out there and start to just run through the motions instead of actually competing, actually getting a little down and dirty, getting physical, which everybody needs. You need to callous the body so that you are ready for a 17-game season, ZB.
Well, why I said I don't know if the fight came from a good place. Here's what I mean when I say that. So, look, it was an innocuous play, little rollout deal, and the ball, gets dirted. And Evan Ingram felt like that Jaquan McMillan maybe, was being a little bit too handsy with him for a play that was over or whatever. And for whatever reason, Evan Ingram was pissed, and he elbowed J-Mac, get the off me. And then it turned into, a little battle from there. And you got a bunch of guys running in there, which Sean Payton did not like. He's like, something's going to happen between two guys. Show me the third guy. That's who I'm pissed with. They're like, you're trying to be tough and jump into a fight that's not yours.
One-on-one, let it happen.
And so, but here's the thing. I think that happened today, and I'm speculating, of course, because I'm not in the mind's eye of Evan Ingram, but I think he's frustrated. I think he's getting frustrated because we had a lot of awesome things to say about Evan Ingram in the first 2 days. The first 2 days was the acclimation period, okay? Saturday, Evan Ingram was not really involved. Yesterday, Ingram was not involved, and today he wasn't involved.
So you think it's a buildup? You think it's a buildup of frustration?
Yes.
Not towards Jaquan, but maybe him getting involved. Maybe it's Bo Nix not getting him involved. Maybe it's the plays of him not getting involved, which doesn't sound crazy, ZB. You want to be known. You want people talking about you. And for Evan Ingram, we sat here last year talking about how he was not involved. He is not the Joker no more. All right, he only had 1 touchdown last season.
Yeah.
He was MIA for most of the season. Now he had some stats, but when you really watch the game,
popcorn.
He was sitting on the sideline like us, watching the game.
Yeah, puffy stats that lack calories, like true calories.
So I can see a little frustration, and I can also see frustration because Jaquan McMillan was being physical with him. Jaquan McMillan was being handsy, but that's what you're supposed to do at nickel when you're undersized, when you're still trying to get the bag, and you want to show the coaching staff that you're making the right decision by paying me at some point. And so it should get chippy. But for Evan Ingram, he's going to have to find a way to get some separation so he can start to make some more plays and help Bo Nix out.
Yeah, I think Ingram has unique understanding. I mean, we think we know the position that he's in. He's actually living his life and living through it. He knows how maddening last year was. At the end of last year, you remember what he said at the locker cleanout day.
Well, one, he played the victim card.
He kind of did. And he's like, this is outside of my control. My lackluster year, basically, and I'm paraphrasing, but my lackluster year was outside of my control, which wasn't all the way true. Evan Ingram had the second worst drop rate in the NFL of any tight end this side of a rookie for the New York Jets, and I'm forgetting his name because he's not very important, in the landscape of the league.
Yep.
And that's who Evan Ingram was keeping company with. And I think he knows, especially, that he needs to have a good summer and have some momentum going into this season because, let's face it, Evan Ingram's life as a starter in the NFL is on the line. Okay, and if he doesn't play well, he's going to go compete for a job where right now it's kind of his. And so when you go, outside the acclimation period and you are not involved on Saturday and you weren't involved when the pads came on yesterday and you weren't involved today.
I guarantee you this, Z, it's not that he wasn't involved in the case of Davis Webb not calling his number. It's about getting separation. And today and yesterday, I didn't see Evan Ingram getting the separation, even when he was going with the twos. You're seeing Evan Ingram not just go with the ones, but he's getting reps with the twos. So he's trying to get as many reps as possible, which is fine. But at some point, I need to see more separation from a tight end that's been in the league, a tight end that wants to take the next step, a tight end that wants to show Bo Nix that he can trust him. This is what it's all about at this point, is building that relationship with Bo Nix. But if you're getting jammed up and Jaquan McMillan is pretty much, like you like to say, ZB, wearing your skin, how is Bo Nix ever going to build a relationship or want to throw to you? So you're right, Z. You're looking at it in a way of Evan Ingram's frustrated, and it's not with Jaquan McMillan. It may be with the staff, and it may be with himself not doing his part of getting open.
Yeah, okay, there was that. Also, man, not so good news coming from today's practice to one of the single most important players on the Denver Broncos, And we'll get to that coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Shop Honda keeps car buying simple. One price, one person, 1 hour means no games, no back and forth, and no dealer handling fees ever. Upfront pricing and one dedicated advisor who handles everything from start to finish. It's straightforward, stress-free, and honestly the way car buying should have always been. At Shop Honda, the experience is just as good as the vehicle you're driving home. Discover the Shop Honda difference for yourself. Visit Shop Honda today, proud partner of the Dover and Cecil Show.
You worked hard for your money. It's time your money worked harder for you. Open a 7-month CD from Wings Credit Union and earn a guaranteed 4.4% annual percentage yield with just a $500 minimum deposit. It's one of our best rates of the year, but like all good things, it won't stick around forever. Get started today at wingsco.com/CD special. Let's figure it out together. Rate accurate as of July 31st, 2026 and subject to change without notice. Subject to eligibility. Insured by NCUA.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, get early access to our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at American Financing. Let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first-round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice. This is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. That's 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table. You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments, clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Audible makes traffic less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible, stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Vantage Security Systems. Invest in real security for your home or business.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach Bai and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
Oh my.
Come on, ZB.
Man. Ooh, that's it. All-time favorite.
Oh.
It's the right time. Oh. Oh, don't do this to me.
Come on. The girl's a super freak. My daughter likes this song.
Bro.
And I don't know if that's a good thing. She like this, starts dancing, jumping up and down, and I'm like,
oh my God,
it's
dude.
cute right now.
Right.
But you start listening to the words.
Right. When she's
Sophia, sit that butt down.
Yeah. Really like to taste her. Oh my gosh, I freaking love that song. Oh gosh. Okay.
Camp.
All right, camp. Man, Nick Bonito got hurt.
Yeah, he did.
We don't know the severity, okay? Sean Payton is edging into regular season mode. Now, he's still being respectful with the media, but those first couple days, we talked about the lightness, the smile.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, you know what? He did have some elements of that to him today, okay? But it's a more serious approach, and when you have a player getting hurt, I mean, this was his update on Bonito.
He'll be fine. No updates.
No updates. And he said on Saturday, hey, like, we're getting into the season. You can't ask me about these injuries. And you know Sean Payton's edict. He's not going to talk about injuries unless when it comes to his quarterback's ankle.
Yeah, he's going to let that out.
And then he's going to talk about the x-rays, what the doctor said. He's gonna,
how Bo's feeling right now.
Oh, my gosh. That was, if you take a step back and look how deep he went into it.
He's predisposed, guys. You guys all know this.
Like, oh, my gosh. Okay, but it didn't look good. It was I can just tell you, and I don't know if it's a hamstring. I don't know if it's a knee. I don't know if it's an ankle.
If it was a hamstring, I think that you would have saw Nick Bonito hold it, right?
Yeah, sure,
or
sure.
have like a little glitch to it when he's taking off. It was during the inside drill period. I want to say the second play of the inside drill.
Okay.
And usually what that happens is you get rolled up on, whether it's the ankle or the knee. And when he's walking by, and he walked by myself and Mike Kliss, he was limping heavily on that right leg.
Oh, yeah. Same thing. Walked right in front of me.
So
heavy limp.
Exactly. So that's never a good sign. Now, of course, for Nick Bonito, maybe you're just being cautious. You're nervous. You're like, dang, I don't know what just happened. Hopefully he didn't feel a pop. But I'm a bit more concerned than maybe Sean is, and that's just because he's walking and he's limping. He never came back out to practice. You had the trainers. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just the head trainer. There was like 3 trainers that rush in to go and make sure that Nick Bonito is okay. So my guessing is they got the pads off of him, rushed him to the X-ray room, which they do have in the building. And my guessing is they might have an MRI machine in that building.
They may. I mean, they have 350,000 square foot to find a room for it.
So they might have they for sure have an X-ray machine because they had one there when I was playing, and they might have an MRI machine. So that's exactly what they probably did to make sure he is okay, and hopefully we get some type of answer tomorrow about Nick Bonito's status.
Yeah, and Sean saying he'll be fine. I think that's just him, just off the cuff. I don't think that. Because he never went inside unless one of the trainers came out and said, hey, we think he's going to be okay, and that's certainly possible.
Yeah, it's usually the case.
But let's keep our eye on that because judging by the limp that he had, I heavily doubt that man is going to be in practice tomorrow, and I don't think he'll be there the next day either.
So, ZB, it's 2 starters right off the bat. Luke Wattenberg, who was on the other side field, and he was doing some stuff. Now, he was running. So what that's telling me is some type of upper body injury.
Yes, and the Broncos public relations department have slapped the wrist of a couple media members that, well, I can just tell you, someone put it out there that it was, that he was holding his arm.
Yep.
And they said that was speculation. And someone else, I think, said upper body injury, and they tried to shut that down too. So they are being, and they can be like that, historically.
They can be like it all they want. But if you have a guy that's on the side field running around, it's probably not a lower body injury if we're going to use the hockey terms. It's probably an upper body injury.
Yes.
And from what we saw yesterday, it was a one-on-one with it was a defensive tackle. I forgot who it was, and it was Luke Wattenberg that was able to kind of anchor down and hold his ground. But I think he may either hyperextended something or tweak something, which happens when you're these big linemen and you're battling with another defensive tackle. Something's up.
Yeah, something's up. Dante, go ahead and share your detail.
I think the play that Phil's talking about, Wattenberg let out a big. He said a curse word very loud in the moment, so it was clear that something happened there.
Yeah, something definitely happened.
Yeah.
All right, so he's working through it. They're not going to tell us about it, but we have actively working brains and can deduce,
So
this
two
stuff.
starters, EB.
Yeah, not great. Now you look around the league, and there's some guys that are ending for the season, and like there's a handful of them around the league carted off the field, season-ending surgery. Like it's like this time of year, it's like you got to callous the body, but you got to try to take care of each other.
So do you like the approach that the Denver Broncos, Sean Payton specifically, what he's going with his practices?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a longer practice today, but not as long as it could have been.
There's 2 hours today. It's going to be 2.5 hours tomorrow. And how can I have a legitimate issue with Sean Payton's handling of it when this is a results-oriented business and the Denver Broncos have been the healthiest team in football for 2 straight years? And I was extremely critical of the Nathaniel Hackett approach at a time where there was people, even former players, including at the station,
like
saying,
the new football.
"Hey, this is the new NFL. Like, get used to it." And no, like football, a lot's changed with football, but certain things have not. And you preparing the body for the most collision-based sport that American sports has ever known, maybe this side of like MMA or what have you.
Yeah.
It's you have to get ready for it. Not playing it is not going to help you get better at it when the time comes to play it.
And that's why we always say callous the body. And I always bring up the example of the story of Jonathan Taylor. When I was there with the Indianapolis coach, JT just sat there all camp long, right? He would go through the motions. He partake in any joint practice. He wasn't involved in any preseason games, and yet the first game of the year against the Houston Texans, they ran that man 30 times. So it's like you didn't get this guy ready. He's not calloused. He's not in shape like he should be after a long camp. But yet you're going to run him 30 times. He gets hurt that game, hurts his ankle, and then I get my opportunity to play some because JT goes down. And I knew that was going to happen to him, and I continue to preach to him, hey, dude, although you're not practicing, man, you have to do something. You have to do something to kind of put your body in a stressful situation. You have to open up and at least get to top speed once out of the week so you are ready to go, so you don't pop anything when you're in this game. And he goes and gets hurt and then ends up having an off year. Then the next year, takes off again, and JT does a great job of taking care of his body.
Yeah, so not great news today with Nick Bonito, but here's the truth, guys. Here's the truth. We were going to talk about Nick Bonito today anyway because we started training camp last Wednesday.
Yep.
Right? Or was it Thursday? I forget. But we've gone for about a week here, nearly. We have not said Nick Bonito's name. And I don't want to overreact or over-sensationalize something, but that is worth passing along. Guys on defense are making plays left and right, and not only has Nick Bonito not really made a play, you can't feel him at all. There's something...
like the body language seems off, and I know somebody out there feeling this body language. It just seems like Nick Bonito is going through the motions. It seems like there's a lot on that man's mind. Now, he's practicing, he's out there, but he doesn't have a pep to his step.
No, not at all. Like, once upon a time, your former coach, Vic Fangio, when talking about Deshaun Hamilton, he's like, he was asked what he needs, and he goes, he can start with having more oomph. And there's no definition for that. But, man, Nick Bonito has been, from a spirit standpoint, and I know that's really hard to quantify, but just know we're out there watching these guys for 2.5 hours a day. From the moment they get on the field, they're going through their individual work, right? He's been very, very flat. And when you say it looks like something's on his mind, yes, I definitely agree. And then he goes out and gets hurt today. It's just kind of just a bumpy start to Nick Bonito's training camp, and obviously he can't control getting hurt, but I don't know why the other stuff. He is such a talented player, and to go through 5 straight practices where we don't say this guy's name, and this is one of the leading sack artists in the National Football League.
14 sacks last year, ZB,
yeah,
on a 14-win team.
There you go.
You just got paid the bag last year. You would think you're more excited for, hey, we have a chance to go to a Super Bowl again. You're coming off the best year of your career, and you're kind of just seems like going through the motions. Like I said earlier, we don't know what the man's going through. Maybe he had a side injury and he's kind of being cautious about, but he has been quiet. Just his body demeanor in general has kind of been off.
Yeah, it has been. I completely agree. And we literally had him in our notes because we're out there watching. I'm watching him go through his individual stuff. I'm like, this guy is on easy street. He is not really going hard at all. Someone says perhaps Bonito is struggling with the absence of Cooper. That comes from Phil B. Well, Cooper's out there. There's no absence, but I think that is worth mentioning given how tight Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper are, maybe that situation is negatively impacting him in some way.
It definitely is on his mind. I mean, that's your boy, right? And you probably spend all your time together. Your girl probably spends time with his girl. And then all of a sudden this comes up. And now you're like, damn, how do I react to this? Because if I'm around you, now everybody's sitting here saying that I accept what you're doing, and maybe what you're doing is wrong. So that could be a issue. I'm speculating. I don't know exactly what's going on in Nick Bonito's head, but it is off. And when you have one of your good friends that's dealing with something like to this degree, like really, really big, you're gonna feel some type of way about it because it's the dynamic duo. Like, you guys feed off of each other. And both of them at the beginning of the year were having a great year. Nick Bonito ended up having 13.5 sacks or 14 sacks.
Yeah, 13 after the year before.
But both of them, if we remember correctly, both of them kind of fell off that edge the ledge at the end there, and they weren't the same players.
Yeah, especially Cooper in that respect. Yeah. 1.5 sack in the last 7 games of the year. He was mostly a non-factor from, getting after the quarterback standpoint. Okay. Another guy on that side of the ball just continues, like in the way that I'm like, we haven't said Bonito's name. This guy, his name is being called out left and right, and I'm wondering if it's getting to the point where this guy is becoming undeniable, and we'll talk about him next.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
What is going on, everybody? It's Phillip Lindsay here on behalf of Williams Jewelers, and football season is here, so let me put it to you like this. Every great play starts with preparation. You study the film, you trust the playbook, then you execute. Buying jewelry is the same exact thing. This is why I go with Williams Jewelers. They are the playbook. I went in to get my wife a ring for her birthday and thought I knew what I wanted. But the Williams family sat me down, showed me their selection, educated me on what makes a perfect stone so special. I'm talking about quality I didn't even look for. In the price, Williams Jewelers is going to guarantee the best in Colorado. That's no suggestion, that's just a guarantee. I'm a Denver kid, born and raised, so it matters to me that Williams Jewelers is a Denver family. Been doing this for decades right here in our city. And you're not walking into some random store hoping for the best. You're walking into a place where trust is the foundation. And trust is everything when you're spending that kind of money, and we all know that. There's 2 locations out there to serve you. You can go to Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, or you can visit the location at Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And let them know once you get there that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We've just celebrated our 27th year in business. Thank you for your continued support.
Hey, Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Imagine this. No more wasting time in traffic, no more crowded gyms.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. I've been using natural tree care and recycling for over 3 years now. Those are my guys. Aaron, the owner, is a Colorado native who runs his crew with real integrity. They've kept my trees in Centennial healthy throughout this drought. They're looking great and standing strong. No job is too big or too small. So if you want trees that actually look the way you want them, or you want trees removed, you need to call my guys, Natural Tree Care and Recycling, at 303-803-3850, or visit them online at naturaltreerecycle.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
All right, Broncos country, listen up. Phillip Lindsay here. And for stress-free summer travel, I chose Hermes Worldwide. Forget the airport chaos. Hermes Worldwide offers comfortable, reliable transportation for your airport transfers and more. They're dependable, they're professional, so you can focus on your vacation. Make your summer travel easy. Give them a call today at 303-577-7600, or you can visit them online at ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, that's ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
For 90 years, Belco Credit Union has proudly called Colorado home. That's thanks to all our members who have helped us grow alongside our beautiful state. To celebrate our anniversary, Belco is offering a special low fixed rate on a new home equity choice line advance. If you've been waiting to start a new home renovation project, now's the perfect time. Go to belco.org/90 years to see full offer details. Equal housing opportunity lender. Membership eligibility required. All loans subject to approval. Belco. Banking for everyone.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years guaranteed? Thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get the best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, reacting to Broncos training camp, there's one guy that I'm just obeying my eyes. And I didn't have lofty expectations coming into camp. I was intrigued coming into camp with the following player we're about to bring up. But I didn't have any like true tangible expectation from second-year linebacker Q Robinson. But this young man on a daily basis is in the backfield wreaking havoc. And I don't know if he'll be able to sustain this. I don't know, okay? But he has unique physical traits. That's obviously why they drafted him, right? I've used the phrase more prospect than player. He never really produced at Alabama, didn't really play at Alabama until his final year there. And I think maybe he had 3 or 4 sacks, something like that. I'll pull his college stats up here in a second. But holy smokes, George Payton might look like a genius over the course of the next year, maybe 2 years, because at some point, if you flash, that means you pop, right? But when you sustain the light, that's a completely different category. And I'm watching this young man not just flash, but sustain it over the course of the first week of training camp. What a welcome sight from Q Robinson.
You know who he reminds me of, ZB? A guy by the name of DeAndre Tillman. All right, the undrafted free agent. By the way, he's been banged up. He's been dealing with a hamstring, it looks like, on the side. But last offseason or last camp, all we did was talk about him. Hey, 92 continues to pop up. Who is this Tillman kid? What is he doing? And then he gets into the games, preseason, he has a couple really good games. Then he starts to get in there in regular season, and he was able to make some plays. That's what Q Robinson seems like he's doing right now. Every time we step foot on that football field, watching this camp, Q Robinson's name is brought up. He's getting to the quarterback. He's creating chaos, whether it's a sack or forcing the quarterback to get out of the pocket and make an ill-advised throw. You're seeing that from Big Q Robinson, and he's being moved all around. Right, the depth chart. Sometimes he's with the 3s. Sometimes he's with the 2s. I've seen him a couple times with the 1s because something's happening with Nick Bonito or they just want to give him a break. Q Robinson's name is being brought up all the time. And when you watch him during one-on-ones, he's working on his craft. Right? It's just a different mindset for that man this year. And what it looks like is a guy that got some confidence last year, played in 6 games and got better in all 6 of those games. Got an opportunity to play in the postseason against the Patriots, had him a sack, and now he's building off of that. And what I always say, knowledge equals confidence equals playing fast. When you know the system and you're comfortable in the system, now you're confident in your ability, and now you're just playing football. And that's what Q Robinson's doing right now. Now, the biggest thing for Big Q, he needs to stay consistent. Tomorrow needs to look like it was today. And if he can continue to stack these days, and then the next day goes on and we're talking about him, that's how you get on the football field. And, of course, when he gets in these preseason games, he needs to come up with a couple of sacks and some tackles, loss of downs, something like that, so that you can really put your name out there for everybody to see.
Yeah, I said on Friday, if you guys are going to training camp, watch a couple dedicated plays of number 51. And I did that today where I'm just like, okay, for these next 3 plays, I'm just watching Q Robinson. And he had a play. Now, it was against the 2s, okay? So I'll frame it correctly. It was against the 2s. But he made this backup offensive lineman. And by the way, Broncos have some pretty good 2s when it comes to their offensive line.
Exactly.
Right? He made this man think that he was going to be working at Target in 3 years. I mean, he whipped him so bad at the line of scrimmage and had to pull up on Stidham. But if you know what you're looking at, it's like, dude, in a real game, he is decapitating Jarrett Stidham. And I'm watching him do it over and over and over. Every one of these guys is in Broncos training camp for some reason. They're all awesome college players. Maybe they're a returning second-year player. Maybe they're a veteran, what have you, up and down, 100 different guys that are out there, or how many guys are out there. So any one guy is capable of making one play at any given time. But doing it over and over and over is what separates guys that are going to make the team and ones who don't. And
consistency, baby.
Totally.
That's what it's all about.
Q Robinson is on one. And right now, no one really knows Q Robinson, around the country, unless you were a big Alabama fan or you're a big Bronco fan. I'm buying that stock. I am buying it. He's not quite a penny stock. I mean, he was in the SEC, but I just looked it up. The most sacks he ever had was his final year with 4. All right, so they drafted him off traits, and he is proving them right if my eyes are telling the story right now.
ZB, we had a segment before the season started about Q Robinson or the rookies, and I think we both wanted to talk about Q Robinson, and we said, okay, what would this year look like for him if he makes the team? And I said 3 sacks. Give me 3 sacks. All right, play all 17 games. You're involved 25 tackles, and you're getting better that way. He had a half a sack in the regular season last year. He had a 1 sack. He had a full sack during the playoffs. And so you're looking for him to be a depth piece. And because, ZB, we don't know what's going to go on with Jay Coop. Let's just say something happens and the charges are dropped. The NFL is going to probably suspend him.
That's right.
Then you're going to have to lean on Jonah Ellis, of course, who's still looking really good, and we'll talk about him, and somebody like Q Robinson, who's going to get more action in the preseason and maybe at the beginning of the year. You need these guys to come along and do their part.
All right, so bookmark that. Q Robinson, stock rising quickly in real time. All right, when only the Broncos are watching. We'll see what happens when the lights truly come on a little bit later this summer. Okay, I want to talk about someone else defensively that I have real concerns about. Not named Jahdae Barron. Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Also, a bit of a discrepancy with a question that I asked Sean Payton just 2 days ago. And now with new information, I think I know the answer to the question that I asked. We'll get to all that coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Home repairs shouldn't feel overwhelming. That's why Homestrong is your one-stop shop. Family-owned, 20-plus years of experience, and the highest-rated structural company in the state of Colorado with over 300 5-star Google reviews. So if you see cracks, water issues, or a cold, dirty crawl space, start with a free inspection and a free quote. Homestrong handles everything, guys. Foundation repair, basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation, concrete lifting, decorative concrete, even turning crawl spaces into fully finished basements without calling another contractor. Financing is available, lifetime transferable warranty. You'll never go wrong with Homestrong.
Progressive knows you've got plenty of things to worry about.
What time does the kids' practice end? How long has that check engine light been on? Are takeout containers microwave safe?
So the last thing you should have to worry about is what to do if something unexpected happens on the road. That's why if you're ever in a major accident, Progressive's accident response can detect it and send help. It's just one less thing to worry about.
How long does chicken last in the fridge?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
My car is making this noise. Sometimes it's like doot doot, and sometimes it's like grrr.
Do you have a dash light on?
Oh yeah.
Then we don't have to listen for clues. With the free Fix Finder service, we can read a check engine, ABS, or maintenance light to find the likely fix and even recommend a local shop if you need one.
So you don't need to hear the grrr.
Not with Fix Finder. Free at every AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Guys, are you looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get Advanced Hair's breakthrough one-day treatment during their once-yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. For details and a free consultation, call 720-459-HAIR or at advancedhair.com.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured car accident victims in Colorado. Serious accidents demand serious representation. We dig into every detail of your case, and we don't back down until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a car accident, call the Wilhite Law Firm today at 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. When I'm looking for a place that delivers big on flavor and has an awesome atmosphere, I head to Jack's, locally owned with locations in Denver on Pearl Street and the new flagship in Lone Tree at Park Meadows Drive. Jack's serves premium Australian Wagyu, incredible seafood, and chef-driven dry-aged specialties. Grab lunch, enjoy social hour from 3 to 5, or make it a date night. And don't miss the Blind Tiger Speakeasy, Jack's, where upscale meets comfortable.
Men, erectile dysfunction can affect much more than just your sex life. It can create stress in relationships, leading to feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, and impact your overall confidence and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and we specialize in treating men's sexual health issues to help men find solutions that fit their individual needs. ED is a frustrating condition, and many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But the good news is that if you're like most men, we have the answer. Our licensed medical providers will evaluate your specific medical situation and recommend a plan designed for you. And these advanced medical therapies work, with treatments having success rates of well over 90%, which means you and the one you love can have great sex again without the fear and worry of ED. You can even last up to an hour or more, and you may just find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Stoke here for my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years, and they have one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now that's ending next Wednesday. All you got to do is go to RollerAuction.com to get logged in, to get signed up. It's free, it's easy, it's open to the public. Government fleet vehicle and equipment auction ending next Wednesday. Got all kind of cars, trucks, SUVs, UTVs, John Deere full-wheel drive RTV. I'm telling you, motorcycles. This thing is packed full of some unbelievable items. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now, ending next Wednesday, only at RollerAuction.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Here we go.
Hanging out with you here on a Tuesday, August 4th. Reacting to Denver Broncos training camp. We were out there for every single rep, just like we do every single day. All right. Among complete shows, that are out there, there is not another show that is more well attended than Phil and I being out there as a show for every single day of camp. Now, today was a little bit different. We watched practice separate from one another. All right. And so we're trying to sync up or find maybe some uncommon ground from what you saw. I want to get to a handful of things here as we are going commercial free for the next 24 minutes. A couple things. I want to talk about Drew Sanders briefly. All right. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I think it's worth mentioning. Drew Sanders, who is essentially playing for his life as an NFL player, certainly as a Denver Bronco, okay, certainly as a Bronco, it appears that he has a large brace on his leg.
Yeah, I want to say it's on the right leg. It's the right leg. It's a brace, and what the brace looks like is it's not just a regular brace where maybe it's a sleeve. It has like two metal things on the sides, and I had to wear that when I hurt my PCL or MCL. It's just so it doesn't go
like
wiggling.
Stabilizes
exactly, it stabilizes it, and that's exactly what it looks like. Drew Sanders has been out for some time. None of us know why, and then all of a sudden he pops back up. He has this this brace on his leg, and he's just not moving the same right now.
No,
for a guy that needs to find a way to make the team, he's with the threes. He's barely getting the reps that he needs, and he's not moving like he should because of this brace. Maybe because it's hurting him.
Yeah, I'm concerned for his NFL future.
You should be, Z.
And this is a guy who was a freakazoid athlete. All right, this guy, 6'5", 233, was a blue-chip prospect coming out of high school, attends Alabama, ultimately transfers within the SEC to Arkansas. And, guys, this is the 67th overall pick from the 2023 NFL Draft. Third-rounder, premium pick. I mean, you're a top 70 selection, and I don't know if we're ever going to see him play in a game for the Broncos again. That's where we're at. And I almost, I'm sympathetic, and obviously we have to be real and just address the landscape of the situation. I'm getting it's not quite the same, so forgive me. It's an imperfect analogy, but analogies aren't supposed to be perfect. Jake Butt could never get right.
Couldn't get right.
And I just remember watching him just like, God, there's so much talent there. This is a John Mackey Award winner, best tight end in the country from a blue chip program.
Oh, yes.
And you could never stay on the field and ultimately retire. And it's like you got your insurance policy. That's what you have.
But you know what, Z? Coming from somebody like me who had to get it out the mud, as they say it, all right, and you're looking at these players that get drafted in the first, second, or third rounds and how many opportunities they get.
Oh, my gosh.
Whether it's they're messing up or they're just not available because they're hurt. Drew Sanders is that guy. It's opportunity after opportunity. He may get in for one game where he gets a sack, and it's like, okay, this is why we drafted him. But at some point, it's like, yeah, we drafted you, but you have to stay available. And if you're not available for us, and it's something that's happening every single year, we're going to have to cut ties with you.
Yeah.
Drew Sanders is fighting for his career.
It's
not just about making the team.
No.
At this point, he doesn't have film. All right, he's this second or third round draft pick.
Third round
draft pick.
Yeah.
And,
early third.
Yeah, early. And he hasn't done enough. And I know it's frustrating, and a lot of it has to do with his injuries. It's not on him. He just can't get healthy or can't get right like a Jake Butt. But this is it. If something happens to Drew Sanders during camp and he continues to miss time, they may just cut him. They may not even let him go through the preseason games. He must get on the field for some preseason games, not just to make this team, ZB.
Yeah.
So he can get film
Yeah.
for 31 other teams that may like him. But Drew Sanders is already dealing with the injury after going the whole season last year MIA. And that was a little weird, right? He was supposed to come back and return. He got hurt at the beginning of camp.
That's right.
He was supposed to return at some point during the season, never returned. Nobody talked about him. And now he's dealing with another injury. Now he's out there. He's fighting, but it just does not look the same. And when you're not healthy, you cannot compete at a high level, ZB.
No, and if an alien came down and watched practice with Drew Sanders, you would never know. That alien would never know that Drew Sanders is an athlete. He is plotting. And I'm sympathetic because he's not in control of this stuff, right? And some people just they can't get right physically. And I don't think it's anything that he's doing. But yeah, I mean, think about this. He was 1, 2, 3. He's the 4th pick in the 3rd round.
So he's almost a late second round draft pick, almost.
If you want to view it that way, that's fine. I mean, in the first 5 picks of the 3rd round, I mean that's a premium pick, and Sean Payton loved him. And and that's a good memory. Last year, we were told that injury that happened early in camp, that they got off the hook, that it could have been much more serious, that he's going to be fine. And then he just drifted into the abyss, and we never heard about Drew Sanders again. And so here he is again. It's just it's unfortunate. On draft night 2023, this is supposed to be a core member of the Denver Broncos, and he is fighting.
2 players that have to watch out, that are probably not going to make this team if they get hurt again. That's Drew Sanders, that's already dealing with the injury, and that's Caleb Lohner, who has not been out there yet this year during camp, and nobody knows what's going on with him. The only thing I can think of is he tweaked something, because during the offseason, he was working out with Donald Driver, all right, receiver from the Green Bay Packers, and then all of a sudden, day 1 at camp, he's not available. He's not even on the side field. We don't know where Caleb Lohner is. So, those 2 guys, they have to try to find a way to make plays during preseason games and stay healthy, or their asses won't be on this team.
All right, we'll leave that where it lies for now. Wishing him nothing but the best. Nothing but the best. But the NFL is a cruel place, and the sand that is falling through the hourglass, it's almost gone for Drew Sanders. Okay, shifting gears. I asked Sean Payton on Saturday, do you know where Davis Webb will call the plays from? Will he call the plays from up in the booth or down on the sideline? We don't have that information, so I thought it was important to ask.
Of course.
Sean Payton said they didn't make a decision yet, and that was all there was to that answer. Okay, no problem. The next day, Bo Nix goes out and has a press conference after practice, and he says that Davis Webb is going to be on the sideline next to Sean. And one, I don't know why you would say you don't know when you know, okay? Or is Bo speculating on his own? I wouldn't think so.
No, but he could, ZB.
He could be.
You're thinking of it so I've been on 5 different teams, 5 or 6 different offensive coordinators, and every offensive coordinator is different. You have the offensive coordinators that want to be down on the football field. They want to be close to the players so they can talk to the quarterback. They can talk to the offensive line. They can see the game, how a player would see the game.
Yep.
And then you have the OCs that are okay with being up top. Scangarilla like to be up top, looking down and talking to the quarterbacks that way. Bill Musgrave, OC with the Denver Broncos, when I first got there, he wanted to be up close and personal to talk to Case Keenum, to talk to us. And so for Davis Webb, my guessing is him being young, he would love to be there right next to Bo Nix to pick Bo's brain and be able to communicate with him. It's interesting that when we're asking Sean, it seems like Sean has the final say whether Davis Webb gets to be up top or on the sideline.
Yeah.
It should be Davis Webb's choice, whether he wants to be up top or on the sideline, so he can do the best possible thing he can to help this team win.
For him.
Yeah.
And this is a big deal for coaches. Now, I don't know if it's a big deal for someone who's never called plays before. But I know, like when Vic Fangio, you talk about a switch up. Vic Fangio called defenses for 2 decades before coming to Denver. And then he gets the head coaching job. And it's like, wait, the head coach has to be down the sideline. And I remember that once upon a time, and back when I was working with Stokely, we asked, or it was Stokely who said, hey, like, you're used to calling the defense for the last 2 decades up in the booth, and now you're going to be on the sideline. That's where we get the comment where Fangio said,
make an intelligent observation.
And so I'm just like, this could, and I feel this way anyway, but this could just get a little tricky between these two.
Why do you say that?
Because there's still a gray area of like what Sean is actually going to call. Mike Kliss said that Sean Payton is still going to call the biggest plays of the game. Okay. Who decides what are the biggest plays? I think that's Sean. But according to Sean, that may be a 2nd and 7 in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Where he's like, the temperature of this game, I feel like we got to have, like, for whatever reason, right? And so it's just really gray and a loose definition of what's going to be happening here. And if they're both on the sideline, I just anticipate, and look, it's a hot take Tuesday. Like we're gonna see at certain points of the season some dust-ups between Davis Webb and Sean Payton.
Oh, no doubt. We've already seen it multiple times between Sean and Bo. And now you have Sean, Bo, and Davis Webb, and we know Sean's going to call some plays at times, and we know Davis Webb is. And at times, there's going to be a situation where Bo Nix walks off the field, and he's upset. Who is he going to be upset with? Is it Sean Payton or is it Davis Webb? See, what I think is going to happen, and I'm speculating, but I've been on sidelines, and I see it all the time. What I think is going to happen is Sean's going to call a play that doesn't work. And it's going to be like a 3rd down. It's going to be a 3 and out. Bo's going to get frustrated. He's going to walk off the field, and Sean's going to try to go to him. And now they're going to be chirping back and forth. And the first thing Bo's going to say is, I thought Davis Webb's calling plays. And so now all that's going on, and all the players are looking at it, Z. It could end up being a distraction if Bo, Sean Payton, and Davis Webb are not on the same page.
Yeah, and I'll just say, because I know someone will hear this and be like, why would you forecast something like that? And you're trying to drum something up. I'm like, just put it in your pocket.
It happens.
Put it in your pocket. And disagreements on the sideline like that's sports, right? It's going to happen. But that dynamic, that triangle of Sean Payton, Davis Webb, and Bo Nix, it could get interesting because of the undefined nature of what's going to happen.
If you're Davis Webb, what are you doing? Are you on the sideline? Are you up top calling the plays? What would you do?
If I'm Davis Webb,
and I know you're not, but like, put yourself in his shoes.
He is coming from the reference of playing quarterback. You're down on the field, playing the game. But there is something to be said for watching things develop and having a bird's eye view that you just cannot possibly have when you're on the ground. But with the Sean dynamic, like, I don't know.
Because if you're
I don't know, Phil.
See, if you're up top, all Sean has to do, and I've said this multiple times, if Sean doesn't want to hear your voice and you're Davis Webb, and he doesn't like click. He just the audio thing on his headset, he can click it, and now Sean has full control, and now he's calling plays. Now, Lil Birdie out there, too, because it's going to be an interesting dynamic when it comes to game day and some of the plays being ran. And we sit here, and I sit here, talking about how Davis Webb is going to have full control. But what I've heard multiple times, Z, is Davis Webb has came to Sean about some plays that he wants to run during camp and has been shut down. Not just once, not just twice, not just 5 times, maybe 10 times. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic, too, of like how much power will Davis Webb actually have in calling plays truly, Z?
Well, so you're saying you heard from someone inside the building
Yes.
that Davis Webb has presented up to 10 plays that have got vetoed by Sean.
Correct.
Yeah, look, I mean, that doesn't sound crazy to me. And I almost want to ask Sean Payton, but I don't know how to ask him. And I've brought this up before. You know, every third question out there today is about Davis Webb. Right? There's so many questions about Davis Webb, this guy who's never done the job before. And Sean Payton, I think, has done a really good job navigating his way through these questions.
Yeah.
But there has got to be a part of him that is like, hold on a second. Let me call a 30-second timeout here. let me just get this right. So this place was a dumpster fire for nearly a decade. I come in, and we're playing for a playoff spot on Christmas with a quarterback that I didn't want. And then in year number 2, we're in the postseason with a quarterback no one else wanted. And in season number 3, we're hosting the AFC Championship game. But this is Boy Wonder? and obviously that's Sean's guy, right? He wants to cultivate his career and
If
stuff.
Sean does that, oh, man, it's going to go.
Like, no. So I just think that Sean's doing a great job of this. But also, don't forget, and we have been telling you guys this since within 2 weeks after the season, that Sean did not give up play calling on his own.
Nope, he did not.
That's not something he did in a vacuum, okay? And first of all, no one else was saying that when we were saying it. And my guess is a year from now, 2 years from now, the whole town will accept that to be true as information flows around, okay?
And once Davis Webb leaves and he's a head coach somewhere else, all of it's coming out.
So
all of it.
So and this reminds me of a couple years ago before they hired Sean Payton, when I told our audience, and I think I don't know if I was working with Stokely then or not, or we had already started, but saying, guys, at the 11th hour, this ownership group flew to Ann Arbor and tried to get Jim Harbaugh to take the coaching job.
Yep.
And he said no again, but he was hemming and hawing back and forth, okay? I know that to be true. At the time, I was called an idiot and a fool, and I'm making stuff up. And now you hear it's like accepted in Broncos parlance like that. Yeah, they tried to get Jim. That's going to be this conversation with the play calling because enough people will talk about it. But it was a consensus decision. It was not Sean Payton in a vacuum saying, I can't do this anymore. Please take this from me. No, I go back to, and it's the 4th time I've referenced this, in the Seth Wickersham article, that one little sentence might be the shortest sentence in the whole piece. Sean Payton views himself as play caller as much as head coach.
And he's going to continue to view himself as that because that's all he knows. That is his identity. Now, of course, he's going to let Davis Webb have a little bit of input. But as we've talked about, he has to give, Sean Payton has to give the green light to have that play ran.
Right.
And that's even during a game. Maybe Davis Webb wants to open up and get Evan Ingram involved and have him going down the seam. And all Sean has to say is, I don't like that play. I don't want to run that play. Run something else. There could be a lot of friction if they are not, Sean Payton, Bo Nix, and Davis Webb are on the same page.
Yep.
If they're not on the same page, it's just going to cause a distraction for everybody. And now everybody's looking at them, whether it's the running back coach, whether it's the players, the defense. Everybody's going to be looking at this dynamic saying, what in the world's going on? We need to win this game. You guys got to get it together.
All right, well, natural tension is good. All right, natural tension is good. We'll continue to just watch that dynamic. But, guys, this is a new frontier here. This is a new frontier for Sean Payton. He was actually asked today if he's willing to listen to ideas that Webb has for the playbook.
Open to it. No, I'm open to it. Yeah. I mean, look, I just knew what it was like and what has to happen and the confidence he has to have in me. Hey, I'm good with it. And we'll meet. There's a couple things we'll tweak, and there's some collaboration on it, and yet he's done a great job of, coming up with new ideas maybe that will help us, and I'm all for it.
All right, so we'll continue to watch it.
Sean, man, I heard that there was like 10 ideas out there that you didn't like.
Well, he said yesterday, he goes, sometimes there'll be suggestions and other times there will be mandates. So we'll see how this all plays out. I hope and I trust that it's going to be a good blend. There is going to be some moments on the sideline. I think you're crazy if you don't think those are not coming. But
they're coming.
Hopefully it's all just in an effort to get this offense to the place that it could be. And quick start to training camp, then they put the pads on. And for 2 straight days, this defense has really had its way with the Broncos offense. But let's talk about the good moments that the Broncos offense did have. Who do you think stood out today from an offensive perspective?
All right, first off, we need to start with Courtland Sutton. He had a rest day. He had a vet day. He was sitting on the sideline, and it had me thinking, damn, if I was still playing, I would have been in year 9 with Court. Court is now considered the vet. Back when we started this thing, it was Demaryius Thomas and it was Emmanuel Sanders. And now Courtland's getting that luxury to sit there and watch practice.
Yeah.
So Courtland Sutton did not practice today, which is fine. It was the Jalen Waddle show to me, ZB. Even in one-on-ones, going up against Pat Surtain, going up against Riley Moss. He's just fast. He's quick. He's explosive. And today, during team periods, you saw that as well. A couple slants. There was a play where it was a play action. All right, great fake by Bo, and Waddle was able to get in and out of his breaks for a 10-yard in route, catch it, get upfield, make a move on PS2. And to be honest with you, my guessing is if that was a real-life game, he would have been gone to the house. Jalen Waddle, that is.
Yeah.
So I just love what I seen from Jalen Waddle today, ZB, just that explosiveness again. And he's lining up everywhere. Whether it's slot, whether it's X, it does not matter. They're finding ways to get him more involved. And if you're a great coach, a good offensive coordinator, that's exactly what you're going to do. Get that man the ball no matter what it is.
Yeah, and forgive me if you said this in passing, but Sean has emphasized his ability to drop his hips and stop. We saw that on that play where he was able to slam on the brakes. Did you remember the DB that was in coverage? Because I forget, honestly.
It was Riley, I want to say. It was Riley or PS2. I want to say it was Riley because PS2 was coming on the other side. It was more like a zone type of look, though.
But it was already going to be a big play for Jalen Waddle, and then he went and hit the brakes, dropped his hips.
Now, that was on PS2.
And changed his angle.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa. Like, we haven't seen yards after catch be a huge factor with the Denver Broncos. It's coming. I mean, Jalen Waddle is going to bring that. He's got a really, really unique set of talent, man. He does, and I just cannot wait to see this continue to evolve and develop. Will he be wide receiver number 1? We'll see. We'll see. You know, Sean tried to really emphasize that on Saturday. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
He's going to be receiver 1, which is fine. I mean, Court's still going to get his action. Right? There's two different dynamics to this, like 2 different type of receivers. They complement each other well, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, and he spoke after practice about the defense pushing this offense to be better.
Our defense is definitely top in the league. Just having that back and forward with front to the back end to the linebackers, it just makes us play true. Yeah, so we try to go out there, give them a good look, compete real hard against them, and yeah, man, that defense, our defense, is hard to get a yard on. I can tell you that.
It really is, and today we talked about it off the top. The offense was able to, put together a collection of plays, right? Maybe a collection of plays that would not have happened in years past. So they are putting up a fight. There's no doubt. But today was about the Denver Broncos defense.
Oh yeah, yesterday was about the defense. Today is about the defense. But iron sharpens iron. If you have the best defense in the league or one of the best defense in the league, when you get out there against another defense, you should be able to eat them up, especially if a defense on the other side, let's just say the Chiefs decide they want to go man. Well, all camp, that's all you're looking at. It's man and man and going up against really good cornerbacks. So once you get in the games, it should be easy for Jalen Waddle, for Courtland Sutton, Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, Pat Bryant. It should be easy for them to get separation, and so you have more explosive plays because of that. So, yeah, man, you're in these camps so that you can get better, and you're competing, and you don't always want to win. The defense needs to lose tomorrow. I want to see more explosiveness from the offense in the run game and also in the pass game. Another guy, Z, that stood out, and he's not getting a lot of reps because he's a little older, is J.K. Dobbins. All right, he had himself a draw play. It was well designed. It was a draw play. J.K. was able to hit the hole as hard as hell. Okay, he cut to the right side, and then he got back vertical, got really skinny. It was good to see that. He's springier, he's explosive, and he definitely looks healthy, man. I can't wait to see what he looks like with more carries.
Yeah, We'll continue to watch that throughout the summer. As Talanoa Hufanga was coming off the field today, he chirped to the media. I don't know if you heard this, but Hufanga knows the media is like keeping track of who's winning the day, who's losing the day, and he said something to the effect of, "Yeah, defense won today. Like, make sure you know that defense won today." And
put that in the paper.
And Sean Payton was asked about, "Hey, did you agree with Hufanga that the defense won the day?"
Just in the compete period, which is first series of a drive, it's either 3 and out or you get a first down. So I think the first group forced a 3 and out. I'm going to look at the film on that last play to make sure with the twos whether it got a first down or not. But kind of just simulating a fast start, on the field, trying to force the 3 and out. Offense trying to get your first down.
Trying to get your first down. They were struggling there for a bit. And then Sean talked about how they need a quicker start this season.
I think we can start faster in general. If you looked at last season, we played better, I think, in the second half of a lot of games than maybe the first. And the reality of it is, when a series starts, the first down is a big play for the offense. Now you're in a drive. You can't call it a drive if you don't get your first down. So, just having those short point of emphasis periods. And it does, teach us things too, and we have this little skirmish on the sidelines, which is silly. You got to get on to the next play.
And there was a fight out there today, but you can hear it, with Sean's responses there. He's not going to probably come out and say and play along nope, he's right. Hufanga's right. The defense won the day.
He's right. Everybody else is wrong.
But you hear him sort of, giving those answers that lend itself to, we need to start better. We need to can you call it a drive if you go 3 and out? Can you call it a drive if you don't get a first down? I mean, there were sequences, and I take notes, on the entire practice, but there were sequences. I'll just read you right from my notes. Bo tries to take off, probably would have been taken down. Next play, J.K. Dobbins swallowed up by Zach Allen.
Yep.
Next play action screen to Harvey, blown up. Next play, Harvey blown up at the line of scrimmage.
Well, before you even get there, that's 3 and out.
Correct.
Right, that's 3 and out, and then they went for it on 4th down and got blown up.
The next play, Jaleel blown up by Savion Jones. The next play, Stidham fumble on the handoff.
Defense won the day. Defense won the day, and yes,
did.
The offense needs to start fast this year. Of course, they need to finish strong, but it starts with the run game. You got to get the run game going. You must be physical up front in the trenches. You must get that push so it's third and manageable. That's what you're looking for, and that's how you get the first down. It can't be a cute reverse like Scandrilla wanted to do.
Oh, my God.
The first game against the Raiders.
Noah Fant.
To Fant, a reverse. Come on, Z. Like you're going to give it to a rookie the first play?
Talk about a bad tone being set. Holy smokes.
Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, Phillip Lindsay, and you're going to give Noah the reverse?
It was trying to be the smartest guy in the room. It just ill-advised. Hey, there was a comment made by Sean Payton late last week that he should have never said. And we'll talk about what that is next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to Aero Seal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Do you know the Joker's stat line, but not your bottom line? Are you checking Rock's box scores and not your credit score? You watching Nate Dogg rack up assists but ignoring your own assets? I've been there. Trust me, it's Josh over here to tell you how my money's going farther these days. That's what I like about BOK Financial. It's what they're doing with Let's Talk Money. It's about paying a little more attention to the financial stuff that we all tend to avoid. Visit BOKFinancial.com to learn more how that money you're saving can go a little farther. Let's talk money. BOK Financial, member FDIC, conditions apply.
Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Home Improvements. For an 8% scheduling incentive and a special financing rate of 0% APR with 72 equal monthly payments, go to drhi.com. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors. Finished basements, windows, and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right.
Men, if your energy is down, your workouts aren't producing results, you're gaining stubborn weight, losing muscle, sleeping poorly, or just not feeling like yourself anymore, it may be more than just aging. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Our low-T and body composition treatments are designed to help men regain energy, improve focus, sleep better, build lean muscle, reduce unwanted fat, and restore confidence both in and out of the gym. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we specialize in helping men optimize their health, performance, and vitality. Using personalized medical treatments tailored to your health and goals, many men begin noticing improvements in energy, mental clarity, recovery, motivation, libido, and overall body composition within just a few weeks. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, PSA and T-test, and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here, and if you're a guy over 50 dealing with an enlarged prostate, you need to know about PAE, prostate artery embolization. It's minimally invasive, done through a tiny pinhole, and you're back home the same day. Most men who have PAE don't experience any sexual side effects associated with conventional prostate surgery. At Colorado Advanced Endovascular, their experienced team offers specialized prostate treatments with near zero impact on sexual function. Top-tier radiologists, boutique setting, personalized care in Lakewood. Go to coloradoae.com.
I'm Rob Wilhite. If you've been in a car accident, you need experience that wins. For almost 50 years in Colorado, my firm has recovered over $1 billion for crash victims. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's WilhiteWins.com.
Summer weather can be full of surprises. If your home has been affected by the recent storms, trust a local professional roofer with decades of combined experience. Golden Spike Roofing is here for all your repair or roof replacement needs. Call today for a free inspection and estimate for roofing done right down to the last nail.
Call Golden Spike Roofing when your roof needs a fix. 303-942-1386. Golden Spike Roofing.
Stoke here from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years, and they have one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now that's ending next Wednesday. All you got to do is go to rollerauction.com to get logged in, to get signed up. It's free, it's easy, it's open to the public. Government fleet vehicle and equipment auction ending next Wednesday. Got all kind of cars, trucks, SUVs, UTVs, John Deere full-wheel drive RTV. I'm telling you, motorcycles. This thing is packed full of some unbelievable items. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now, ending next Wednesday, only at rollerauction.com.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975 in Boulder, has a championship-level lineup ready for you to test drive and take home today. They currently have specials on both the BMW X3 and X5 models. The BMW X3 model is a luxury compact SUV that offers balanced handling and a powertrain variety. The BMW X5 model is a high-performance powerhouse luxury model that offers you a thrilling driving experience. They also have a great pre-owned BMW lineup as well. Schedule your test drive today. Go to GebhardtBMW.com.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership since 1975.
Cecil Lammy here for my friends at Soda, Diet, and Nutrition.com. Listen, 5 years ago, I lost 60 pounds with Soda, and I'm never going back. Why? Because Soda was there for me with a personalized nutritionist and a diet plan specifically structured for me. Soda teaches you how to let go of the weight and keep it off for a lifetime, and that's why I can lose that 60 pounds, and I'm never going to gain it back. There are no shots, no pills, no lifetime dependency. This is just real food with expert guidance and habits that last. That's why Soda is there for you like they were there for me. Get your 4 weeks free when you call 866-800-SODA and mention the fan. That's right. Get 4 weeks free. Call 866-800-SODA and mention the fan. You got the things that can work for you with soda. 4 weeks free is available now. Call 866-800-SODA and mention the fan. Mention me, Cecil Lammy, there as well. Get right for the rest of the summer. It's SodaDietNutrition.com because soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
Let's come off the top rope with it! Alrighty. It is the 3 count brought to you by our friends at Homestrong, Colorado's foundation repair and concrete experts. Okay, we're not going to spend too much time on this, okay? Because we dedicated a big chunk of our show on Friday to the Jonathan Cooper situation. And if you missed that, you have to go back and listen. Because I obtained the affidavits from the arrest report, the summary from the officer and what happened. I also obtained his text messages that had not been put out there by anyone in our market yet. We did that on Friday. So if you want to just get the latest, and what I tried to do is give it to you from the perspective, not of what is right, what is wrong, and what I think happened. I wasn't there. I don't know. But I tried to frame it in this is what is going to happen from a court standpoint. After obtaining those documents, consulting with a lawyer, sharing those documents, getting his feedback. And so if you missed it, our podcast from Friday, hour 2, about 5 minutes into hour 2, we have the discussion. If you want to watch the conversation take place, you can go to my Twitter handle at Buysline. I've posted it there, so you can see that. But
give him a follow.
I just wanted to say this because I know this for a fact. Okay, when Sean Payton said late last week that we're going to have an answer sooner than later, and how I'm paraphrasing, however he packaged his words, and that completely bucked against the timeline that we understood that this thing was going to be kicked down the can till next year.
He made it sound like he knows more than what we know right now and that everything is going to be just fine.
And he does, and I think he's going to be ultimately proved right, all right? And again, you go back to the podcast on Friday, all right? But he should have never done that.
No,
he should have never, ever said that. And from what I understand, when he said that, he really, really pissed off the other side, because I think the other side, from what I understand and what was told, is that they know how flawed the affidavits are. They know who they're up against in Harvey Steinberg.
So they know how it's going to go.
They know how it's going to go. But if you're a prideful, or maybe even I don't know, but the DA in this case has been described to me as an egomaniac, so I don't know if that's true, but within that world, if you're in that world, that's how he was described by someone who's in that world. Sean Payton really pissed some people off when he said that. Should have never said it. Sean, who I'm fascinated by Sean Payton, a couple times a year, he puts his foot in his mouth. It's once or twice a year where he really gets himself in trouble, where he doesn't, like that no.
And all he has to truly say is like, hey, no comment. I don't know what's going on, but when it gets here, we'll all find out for ourselves. But yet you have to go in there and you have to say a smart remark, and now you open the door you don't really want to open, and now you have some drama behind the closed doors.
Yeah. Ultimately, I don't think it changes my stance in any way, shape, or form from Friday. I think Jonathan Cooper, this thing's going to be dismissed. I don't believe she is going to cooperate. I don't think they're going to have a case. I think Jonathan Cooper is going to be suspended by the NFL this year, not next year. But that comment last week, I found out for sure, that complicated some things.
I'll tell you what, if Jay Cooper's suspended this year, which could happen, it's going to probably be 6 games, EB. And if it is 6 games, Jonah Ellis, Big Q Robinson.
Yeah.
This is your time to step up. You got to keep on shining, and both of them are. Both of them are stacking the days, but it's going to be big for them to have these camps and these preseason games to get ready for it, ZB.
All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, the Rockies not only decided not to trade Mickey Moniak, but how about this? They make him a part of their plans moving forward. Moniak is expected to sign a 2-year contract, right around $16 million extension with the club. What does this signal for you?
It signals that, one, they're happy with what Moniak's doing. And what I've heard is it's not just his play. He's doing well on the field. But it's also how he is as a player in the locker room, right? Like, he's doing the right things. He's a pro's pro. The guys are latching on to him. And you need good guys in the locker room. You need to build that foundation up. So they're rewarding old Mickey Moniak. I'm going to call him Moniak because he's making money. And so I think for them, they truly are, DePodesta, the staff, they truly think that maybe in the next couple of years, they can make some noise, which you should if you think that you have some pieces. And Moniak seems to be a guy that they feel like is part of the future at the beginning, at least.
Yeah, I like this move. Identify a young player that you want part of the court. Like, this isn't a 5-year contract. It's not, it's a 2-year contract. And so I'm going to be honest. I like the direction that this whole thing is going.
Don't tell Will that, Z.
I really do, and that's okay. Like, we all don't have to agree. But I asked for literally years to go outside the organization, try something you've never tried. They've gone and done that with Paul DePodesta. You hire a general manager from the best-run organization in the league in L.A., bring them to Colorado, and like, they're not just promoting young guys from AAA just because. They're making them earn it. The strikeout rate is way down. They are way more competent and competitive. If I told you at the start of the year that they're on pace to not lose 100 games, that they're going to win more games than last year with 50-plus games left in the season as of Saturday night, we would have been like, that's
sign me up.
Definitive growth. This is going to be the biggest year-over-year difference in the history of the franchise. So for right now, I'm still intrigued. Obviously, we know the Rockies are not a good team. We never had the expectation of them to be good this year. This is real, legitimate, incremental growth year over year, and Mickey Moniak is the latest to be really just identified as, man, you're about the right stuff. Paul DePodesta said that. This guy's about the right stuff. We're moving forward with him, and we'll see how this continues to age. That's all.
Hey, Mickey Moniak, go get that money. You're doing a great job. He's doing a good job. He's another bright spot, right? It is a bad year, but you're having bright spots from Hunter Goodman, Moniak, TJ Rumfield, players like that you need. You need to build this foundation. I'm good with the ZB.
You guys behind the glass, did you like this move? Mickey Moniak here to stay?
I loved it. I think this organization and front office is looking at trying to compete sooner than later, and Moniak's a big piece of that. So maybe they are the White Sox from 2 years ago that lost 100-plus games and are now winning their division. I'm not saying they're going to go out and win the division, but maybe be competitive for that wild card spot as soon as next year even.
Yeah. Spivak?
I second everything Dante said. I agree with him completely.
Look at us, Drew, being on the same page 2 days in a row.
I love it. Okay, if you guys want to react to any of those conversations, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043, or our YouTube chat, powered by Sean Ponda. There is someone out at Broncos training camp who, through about 1 week, is having a great camp. We'll tell you who it is next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Injury Insights, powered by Ramos Law. Taking a look at the latest sports injuries in Colorado and beyond. Here's Dr. Joseph Ramos with Zach By.
Okay, Dr. Ramos, we found out here in the last week or so that Denver Broncos left guard Ben Powers played the final 5 games of last season with a Liz Frank injury. Remind us what that Liz Frank injury is.
This is absolutely amazing, Zach. Yeah, the Liz Frank area, an injury there. Think of the area between the toes and the ankle. It's the arch of the foot. There's a bunch of bones, a bunch of ligaments in there. It's incredibly important for pushing off and doing quick movements. And that's the area that he injured.
And how do you injure or how do you come about that injury?
Yeah, the most common way, in particular, I'm sure this is how it happened in Ben, is when the foot is flexed, pushing down the toes, and someone steps on your foot, that injures that midfoot area. It likes to collapse the joint there, and that is absolutely difficult to come back from. It's amazing that this guy continued to play. I mean, this in some people could be a career-ending injury. The fact that Ben Powers kept going on tells you he's one tough son of a guy.
Yeah, you are not kidding. This is the same injury that knocked J.K. Dobbins out of the season. What kind of pain tolerance do you think that Ben Powers was playing with on this injury?
Oh, it's unbelievable the amount of pain he had. Yeah, 40% of your body weight, the force of pushing, goes through this joint. He's a big guy. He's on the line. He's using that to push and block every single time. There's no doubt he's playing through a lot of pain here. The thing with these Liz Frank injuries between him and J.K. Dobbins is there are different degrees of those. And there's no doubt that he had a less severe one than J.K. Dobbins, but still severe enough to require surgery. That's a big deal.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Dental phobia? Consider sedation dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, ColoradoSedation.com.
Summers are made for time on your deck. Right now, when you purchase a new deck from 5280 Exteriors during August, you'll get free solar railing lights, no payments, and no interest until 2027 for qualified buyers. A two-time President's Club winner, 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Most camera installers don't offer a guarantee. Vantage does. It's called Capture or it's free. If a Vantage system misses an incident in a zone they identified during your threat zone analysis, they'll refund the entire install. That's the kind of guarantee a company can stand behind, because your security system is designed around your property first, not pulled off a kit shelf. Invest in real security for your home. Call Vantage at 720-366-7759 or visit VSSIColorado.com today. Terms and conditions apply.
Common Spirit Health has expert orthopedic care that gets you back at it and back to your best. Find skilled orthopedic physicians at Common Spirit locations who specialize in general orthopedics and repair of hips, knees, shoulders, and hands, so you can return to running races or chasing the grandkids. Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advance healthcare in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Orthopedic care with human kindness is here. Visit mountain.commonspirit.org.
I'm Galen, co-founder of Brooklyn SolarWorks. With my Chase Inc. Business Premier Card, I get unlimited 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more. So everything we buy to run our solar business gives us cash back that we put back into the neighborhood, donating solar panels to community gardens.
Chase Inc. Cashback built for every business. Find the right card at chase.com/inc. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
Hi, this is Larry Jagger with SCL Mortgage, letting you know about our second mortgages for anything you need, including home improvements, paying off debt, and more. Visit us at myspecialmortgage.com or call 303-790-2222, NMLS number 1200716.
Brooks is coming to Denver. The Blame It All on My Roots Arena Tour hits Ball Arena September 4th and 5th, and you don't want to miss it. General tickets are on sale now, but here's the best part. We're giving you a shot to win tickets. Just head to the DenverSports app and enter for your chance to win. Don't have the app yet? Now's the time to download it. Get entered, and we'll see you at the show. It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
Banger, Z. Banger.
No doubt. No doubt. Hey, we got to shine a light on a Denver Bronco who is not having a good camp. I think he's having a great camp.
Give him his flowers, Z. Give him his flowers.
We'll tell you who it is here in, call it 8 seconds. Zach Bryan in Power Field next Thursday. We've got a pair of tickets to give away, so make sure to keep listening. Okay, let's talk about Riley Moss. I mean, Riley Sauce.
Oh, or you could just go with Riley Boss.
This guy is an absolute, well, right now he is anyway. He is having a phenomenal camp, Phil.
He's a stud, man. He's doing his thing, ZB, from start to finish, and they're picking on him. And I think it's purposely, right? I think what the roster is doing, what the staff is doing is they're saying, okay, you've been very handsy for the past 2 years, specifically last year. We want to see what you look like in man coverage, not just one time, but maybe we're going to go at you 3 times in a row, and that's exactly what they did. And you know what Riley did? Riley was up to the occasion. Riley was ready to go, and he was having pass deflections. He's been very aggressive. He's been sticking on these receivers like White on Rice. Like, he's been doing a great job with his technique. He's having a great camp, ZB.
He is, man, and he is in every single play. Now, it doesn't mean that you don't get balls cut on you. Of course, he does, and he's guarding, some really awesome receivers.
Yes.
So that's going to happen. All right. Where I've made the comparison. You're going to be cornerback in the NFL, right? Especially opposite Pat Surtain. It's like being a shot blocker in the NBA. You're going to get dunked on. You're going to be put on some posters, but you hope in totality and in aggregate that there's way more good than bad, and there is way more good than bad with Riley Moss right now. And I think this guy's going to get re-signed by the Denver Broncos.
Oh, you're ready to go there, huh?
I think that is coming. Now, I don't think it'll come this summer. I think they're going to let it play out into the season.
As they should, ZB, especially if you have Jahdae Barron, who's, by the way, still playing on the outside, and you know
with
that
the
you want to
twos,
give him
with
reps.
the twos.
Oh, with the twos, yeah. Jahdae Barron has not been able to get a rep with the ones just yet, and the reason for that is Riley Moss. He is playing great defense. He's there. One thing I will say, because you think he's going to get paid. You think they're going to sign him.
I do.
If he continues to do this at this high level during the regular season and he cleans up the penalties, he will, he's definitely going to get paid because everybody wants to be right. And when you're a general manager or a head coach that selected this man or any player and they're doing well, you're going to be rewarding, right? You're going to reward that player. And the Denver Broncos have rewarded all their draft picks that they feel like are part of the future. So Riley Moss can be the next one up as long as he can stay consistent. One thing I will say, watching Riley, that he needs to continue to work on, all right, when he is playing man, which we know the Denver Broncos love to play man, and they're up front and they're jamming, he gets beat off the line way too much. And my concern is you're playing Justin Jefferson. He beat you off the line of scrimmage, and now you're trying to play catch-up, and you can't catch Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson when they get a beat on you or they got 2 steps on you. So for Riley, he needs to work on that. It's the first steps of the technique of don't get beat right off the bat.
Well, that'll be something to watch here. If you're going out to training camp, watch Riley Moss at the line of scrimmage, all right? And obviously, and if you're not going to these practices, or even if you are, we're going to have to keep our eye on that as we go into the season. It's going to be interesting as to how this all plays out. With Riley, with Jaquan McMillan, and I'll share this with you because it's got to make sense, right? The dollars have to make sense. And so PS2, what is he making, $30 million a year, right?
Yep.
I think they're going to re-sign Riley, and he's going to make around $20 million a year. That's my guess.
Man, that's a bold prediction. Riley needs to go out there and produce, before I'm ready to say that.
This is. Let me just say this. This is with the assumption that he is going to continue to play the way he's playing right now into the season.
He is. He's playing with confidence.
He was good last year. He's got to clean up the penalties. You can't lead the league in penalties 2 straight years, all right? So that's got to get cleaned up, but we're seeing it get cleaned up in real time against some really good receivers. So we'll see. I shouldn't even say $20 million. We'll see what that looks like.
My man just giving out a check. Give me a check, ZB.
We'll see what that
what
looks.
What am I worth?
We'll see what that looks like in time. We'll see what that looks like in time. What are you worth? Ask Amanda. I'm not sure. But the J-Mac stuff.
Yeah.
So I was talking with my buddy Zach Stevens out there from DNVR. He has communicated with Jaquan McMillan's agent.
Okay.
They're looking for around $17 million a year for Jaquan McMillan.
How do you feel about that? If you're George Payton right now, how do you feel about that? Jaquan McMillan had a hell of a year. Was a big reason why you were able to beat the Buffalo Bills. He does everything right. You don't have to worry about him off the field. Yes, is he on the smaller side? Of course, but so was Chris Harris Jr.
Dude, he is a play-making nickel.
There you go.
He saved your bacon when the season was on the line. I mean, this guy, Sean Payton says, it's not an accident. You don't just end up like leading the team in forced fumbles and interceptions in the same year. He just turned 26 years old. Like you're in a Super Bowl window. This is a really good football player. You stumbled upon this guy. You didn't think that he was going to turn into this guy. And I don't think that you move on from Chris Harris because he played at Kansas and went undrafted. When your eyes are telling you a certain story, you have to obey them. And J-Mac has, like, dude, this guy, and I know, like, quoting advanced analytics, is going to make some traditional people, football people, recoil or whatever. But
go ahead, quote it, ZB.
This guy graded out as like a top 3 nickel corner, and from a completion percentage while playing nickel cornerback, he had the lowest completion percentage when targeted of any nickel corner last year.
All you have to do is watch the games.
Just watch it. I was going to say, you don't even need the stats. Just watch the games. He's really good at playing football.
When the Denver Broncos beat the Chiefs at home, it was because Jaquan McMillan made that big-time play. All right, Jaquan McMillan's always in the right spots. And you know what, ZB? We talked about Jaquan McMillan before this even started. I think it was the first day of camp. And I asked you, I said, Jahdae Barron's on the outside. Riley Moss is on the outside, obviously, right? Riley Moss's contract is expiring. You have a first-round draft pick in Jahdae Barron. You want to see him on the outside.
Yeah.
Who's competing with Jaquan McMillan, and he's in a contract year?
No one.
Why is that?
Because the job is his.
Exactly. And they're not going to get rid of that man. At some point, we are going to get word, or there's going to be a situation where we're talking about breaking news and Jaquan McMillan gets his bag of money. The $17 million a year. That's coming, ZB. That's coming.
All right, I'll put that in my front pocket. How about that? I'll put it not my back pocket. I'll put it in my front pocket.
Go ahead, just have it out. Just have it out in the open. Wave it all around. Wave all that money around, ZB. I'll take it.
All right, we're giving away Zach Bryan tickets here soon. All right, so make sure you keep listening. You can be at Empower Field on Thursday. All right. Before we do that, I truly believe that we have a star emerging out at Denver Broncos training camp, and I want to talk about him next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance. And now we're customizing this ad for your morning commute to wake you up, which could help your driving. Science says that stimulating the brain increases alertness. So here's a pop quiz. How many months have 28 days? What gets wetter as it dries? What has keys but can't open locks? If you don't want to hear the answers, turn off this Liberty Mutual ad now. 12 months, a towel, piano. Enjoy being fully alert.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
This August, take advantage of the Honda Summer Event at Champ Honda and get behind the wheel of the all-new 2026 Honda Passport. That's what I drive, and it is fantastic. Built for Colorado adventures and everyday confidence, Passport is ready for mountain getaways, weekend road trips, and your daily commute. At Champ Honda, buying is simple with their one price, one person, 1 hour philosophy, giving you a clear, upfront price, one dedicated advisor, and a fast, hassle-free buying experience. Plus, Champ Honda never charges dealer handling fees.
Genie log, day 15,824. The Powerball jackpot is over $700 million now. I'll be stuck in this little lamp forever with nothing but all this stupid gold and rare gems. A gold-plated motorcycle? Sure does a lot of good when you live in a 10x10 magic lamp. Come find me. I'm at latitude 36.06.
Grant your own wishes. The Powerball jackpot is over $700 million. Must be 18 to play. Approximate jackpot odds are 1 in 293 million. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, what if next month looked different? What if instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul, you had one clear payment and money left over for the things that actually matter? If you're a homeowner, that's not a fantasy. American Financing is making it happen. They're not going to judge you. They're here to help you. Everything is more expensive right now, and you're spending more on the basics than ever before. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants will give your paycheck a raise by lowering your debt obligations. Their average customer savings is $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments, and you may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there's no upfront fees. There's no obligation. We all want to live without stress. Your home's equity could help you do this. So call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Here's a story my lovely wife Kimberly was particularly proud of. Jeffrey, a listener just like you, called 303 Law 4040 and said he was T-boned by a driver running a red light and rammed his car right into a tree. When the cops came, the other driver lied and the police believed him. They said Jeffrey was at fault. Now, with the big made-for-TV lawyers, that's where the case would normally end. Many of them won't even touch a case if they actually have to work to prove it. But Jeffrey insisted he was innocent. He worked with us together on our team to find the witnesses and the evidence to get the ticket overturned and the insurance company's denial reversed. At 303 Law 4040, we aren't a big settlement mill like the made-for-TV lawyers. Each client meets with me and my lovely wife Kimberly in person, and you get our cell phone numbers. If you've been injured in an accident, you know the number, 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Audible makes traffic less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible, stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. Powered by Regen RX. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, hanging out with you here on a Tuesday. A huge part of our conversations reacting to Broncos training camp. We are going to shift gears, though, here in just a minute because I want to have a conversation about another conversation, okay, that was happening at the national level about one of our stars here in Denver, and I think it's very intriguing, and we'll get to that here in just a couple minutes. But before we do that, I believe that we have a bit of a star emerging in Denver, Colorado. All right. And when I say emerging, I don't mean, I mean, I see it developing right here in front of us.
So there's a star that could be born here soon.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
I think so. No, he's not there yet. He's not there yet.
I'm interested in this one.
But, and it's a guy, you're not going to be surprised at all. You're not going to be surprised. But I think we are seeing, not necessarily, I don't think he's going to be ever like Justin Jefferson or something like that. But I do think he is going to be a star here in Denver, a star here. And that's Pat Bryant. every single day. We have not had a day.
A star, though.
A star, and we can game theory it out.
You please do.
We can, but there has not been a day that we've been out there from the first day of the acclimation period to today where Pat Bryant doesn't make plays.
He makes plays now.
It's every day though, and that's the difference. That's why I say star, because as I said earlier before, any of these guys are capable of making a play. Okay, but that's the difference between stars and everyone else. Stars shine every single night. You go up to Steamboat, you go up to Grand Lake, you go up to Vail, you go up to Breck. Like, you get away from those city lights and you look up and you will see, barring smoke or cloud cover, you will see those stars shining every night. The way that they've shined for millions and millions of years.
Look, Z, I know that you love you some Pat Bryant. I know the man is making plays every single day.
Every single day.
Very consistent. But, like, you do know what a star is.
Yes. So let's talk about it.
Let's do that. Like, Jokic is a star, a superstar.
Jokic is a superstar. That's a different caliber.
Okay.
Because like in this analogy, when I say I don't think he's going to be like a Justin Jefferson. If you're going to do like a basketball analogy, like I don't think he's going to be Jokic. Jokic doesn't need to bounce a ball one more time to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Okay, so a star. Would you consider Cortland Sutton a star?
Yes.
Would you consider Jalen Waddle a star? You better say yes, ZB.
I mean,
come on, Z. How are you going to put Cortland Sutton and say he's a star, but not Waddle?
Hold on, because Cortland has had a better career than Waddle. Waddle's been a top 20 receiver one time.
No, but
hold on. Is that a fact? Hold on. Is that a fact?
It's a fact. It's a fact if you want to go with that. But like Jalen Waddle has had 3,000-yard years just like Court. And if you go back and you look at Waddle's stats in year 2, or maybe even year
phenomenal.
1, 1,300 yards.
He was phenomenal.
Waddle's here now. He's dominating. He's still dominating.
Go look at Cortland's a year through. No, it was.
So you can't sit here and say Cortland's a star and not Waddle, Z.
Okay, he's a star.
He's a real.
Whoa. You're about to say he's a real star as if like Cortland's not?
Cortland, I don't look. A star is a star player. That means you're making plays every single game. That means that you.
That's Cortland Sutton.
I'm talking about explosive plays every single day. There's not a lot of stars in the league, Z. And you're talking about Pat Bryant in year 2 going to be a rising star?
Okay, so check this out.
I'm ready. I'm sitting back here listening now.
Hold on a second. And right. As Sutton is concerned, before Halloween, are the Broncos a good organization?
They're a great organization.
They have do they have rich history?
Yes, they do.
Are they like one of the pillars of the National Football League?
They are.
Okay. By Halloween, Cortland Sutton is going to be top 5 in every statistical category in the history of the Denver Broncos. Catches, yards, and touchdowns. But he's already top 10 in there, okay?
But a star strikes fear in people. That's a star. A star strikes fear in people when you line up right by him.
Did Michael Thomas strike fear?
Michael Thomas, when he was shining bright, yes.
Yes, he was.
But
that's who Sean Payton thinks Pat Bryant is.
What he thinks.
Pat
Bryant still needs to go out there, right?
This dude is like McDonald's. Like, I know what I'm going to get every single time. And like, at a certain point, I think he's going to become undeniable, and this is going to be a downside of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, I think the Broncos are going to move on from Cortland Sutton. Not now and not tomorrow.
That's the nature of the beast, right? The nature of the game.
Yes, and I think that the role for Pat Bryant, it has no limit because of how versatile he is. We heard from Sean Payton about that yesterday.
I need to see more from Pat Bryant. This is what I need for me to say he's going to be a star.
That's why I said emerging.
Yeah,
emerging.
I know. I need to see him getting even more separation downfield. Not across field, but I'm talking about downfield. I need to see him being more explosive when he does get his opportunities. Now, he's going into year 2. So we truly get to see that happening. This is why you're saying emerging. So I understand that.
Yes.
But when I look at Pat Bryant, I don't look at a star just yet. You have to go out there and do it every single day, but it needs to be even more explosive. Not just a 5-yard catch, not just a 10-yard catch. I'm talking about down the middle of the damn field, 2 people in front of you, and you're coming down with the ball. That's a star.
No doubt. I think that when the larger his role expands, and it's going to take a second, okay? And I like, man, I'm starting to really question if Troy Franklin is going to be that third wide receiver right out of the gate.
Don't question that.
And we'll see. And this is all in the spirit of great competition, right? Yeah. These are 2 like really exciting young pass catchers behind Waddle and Sutton, but it's going to sort itself out. And given what I'm seeing from a consistency standpoint, given what the vision is for Pat Bryant, and his comp was Michael Thomas, from the guy who's in charge of what his role is going to be.
For sure. And he also said, Sean Payton, that is, like, it's going to be easy to carve out his role.
Yep. And you go back to him at Illinois. This dude made the biggest plays in the biggest moments of the game. And when the season was hanging in the balance, he was the plan against the Buffalo Bills. And unfortunately, he got hurt and wasn't able to see that plan through to fruition. But and then now, what he did his rookie year is syncing up, and now you're seeing the growth and you're seeing the consistency. Has he not? Hold on. Answer me this. Okay.
I've been quiet here.
Hold on.
I have been quiet here.
Is Waddle on the Broncos?
Yes, he is.
Sutton's on the Broncos too, right?
Yes.
Who's been the most consistent pass catcher this training camp?
This training camp? Probably Pat Bryant.
I think so too.
Phil. But when it comes to Pat Bryant, you also have to understand, like, his role. His role is the possessionary catching. It's the 5 to 10 yard routes. I look at a star as a guy that's a threat.
You don't think he's going to be featured more downfield?
They're trying to. But I need to see. I don't feel the pressure of Pat Bryant right now going downfield. If you ask Bo Nix right now, who are you going to downfield for a deep ball? It's going to be Jalen Waddle or Cortland Sutton.
I agree, and that's why I said emerging. But I'm telling you, in 2 years, Pat Bryant's going to be Bo Nix's favorite target because the reliability rating is the best kind of Uber driver. I know he's getting here on time.
Pushback on that.
I know I'm getting
to
to
the
the airport on time.
But that don't mean that you're a star just because you're reliable.
I said emerging star.
What do you need to see from Pat Bryant this year to become a star?
Well, I don't think it's going to come this year. That's why I'm talking about, like, the growth arc. Like, he's going into year 2.
Yeah.
Like, you got Waddle and Sutton.
What do you need to see from him in year 2?
I think he's going to be 700 yards in year 2. I think it's going to be a similar Troy Franklin jump, right?
Then where does that leave Troy?
I'm not sure.
See, like, one practice, you come back, you say, hey, Troy Franklin's going to be receiver 3. The next practice, you come back saying you're not sure. What in the world is going on?
I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. And we'll see how the summer plays out. It's still early. But yeah, I mean, I think that, like, and you act like Pat Bryant is only capable of running, a 7-yard in.
I'm not acting like that. I need to see more.
Did he have a 43-yard play against the Raiders last year? Did he have a 48-yard play against the Chiefs? Over 20 yards against Washington? He was a rookie. He was a baby. And now he's starting to walk. He's no longer crawling. He's starting to walk.
Walking.
And once he starts running.
Troy Franklin went for over 700 yards.
Yeah.
And we're acting like that doesn't amount to anything, right?
No.
Because you're talking about Pat Bryant walking.
I'm not acting like that at all. Who has been the best receiver out there at Broncos?
The most consistent receiver. Not the best. The most consistent receiver
has been Pat Bryant.
Pat Bryant.
And that's who this guy is, man. He is not going to have the flash of.
Possessionary receiver. Those aren't stars.
Is Cortland Sutton a possessionary receiver?
He is, but you don't see me calling him a star.
Cortland Sutton has been
Jalen Waddle.
Not a superstar. Not a superstar. Not a superstar.
I don't know if we have a superstar on this team when it comes to the receivers yet.
No. Not a superstar. But I think that Sutton, you start, getting to 3,000-yard years back to back, catching 25 touchdowns in the last 3 years.
Yep.
I mean, there's not many guys that are better than that. You have taken Cortland Sutton for granted.
No, I haven't.
Here's what I know.
I know what a star to me. It may be a star, like, different than what you think a star is.
Remember who said it on what day?
Oh, I knew you were
on August 4th.
Die hard. So I'm gonna remember this.
Stars form from the gravitational collapse of dense regions within cold molecular clouds, eventually igniting nuclear fusion in their cores, and that's what I'm saying right now.
So everybody's going to gravitate towards Pat Bryant. The reason why this man's going to get 700 yards if it happens is because everybody's gravitating towards Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle.
And how did Waddle have his best year? Who was on his team?
What do you mean? Waddle did it before Tyreek Hill got there.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he went for 1,000 yards. I was on the team.
Not the way that you're quoting his second year. Tyreek Hill had one of the greatest individual seasons of all time. He almost went for 2,000 yards.
He did.
Waddle didn't benefit from that?
Oh, of course.
And
everybody
now Pat
benefits.
doesn't get to benefit from Waddle?
Well, it's just funny how all of a sudden Pat's going to benefit, but you throw Troy Franklin to the side.
Stop. I didn't throw
Troy
Franklin
the
anywhere.
Switch up. The switch up.
All right.
Get Troy Franklin on the line.
All right. We're going to take a quick timeout. From Talking Broncos. We've been doing that for over 2 hours here. I want to switch gears momentarily because there was a very interesting conversation happening within a couple of the brightest minds in the basketball world about what is going on from Nikola Jokic. And I can just tell you, you'll hear a comment that says we shouldn't be sleeping at night. We'll have that conversation next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at AeroSeal Colorado. When your air conditioning is kicking on in this sweltering summer, like it's going to be back to later this week, all right, and over the weekend where it's 99 degrees, when that cold air is flowing through the ducts in your HVAC system, is it going where it's supposed to go with the pressure that it's supposed to have, all right, or do you have temperature inconsistencies upstairs to downstairs, even room to room? Guys, that was the case at my house. Guys, the cold air flowing through my ducts was just spilling aimlessly into a crawl space. All right, that was wasted energy, terrible efficiency, wasted money every single month on my utility bill. And it's not just a seasonal thing. This winter, when you're trying to heat your house, it's going to be the same idea. All right, AeroSeal Colorado can seal the ducts in your HVAC system with their patented technology, where they seal your ducts from the inside, a truly innovative approach to making your home more comfortable and energy efficient. So go learn what I already know to be true, because they AeroSeal my ducts. Hit them up at aerosealcolorado.com, AeroSealcolorado.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
A quieter neighborhood. And even closer to work. With great schools. And we got a way better rate than we expected. Plus, separate bedrooms.
Get a mortgage that adds up. Wings Credit Union. Let's figure it out together. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 405466. Insured by NCUA.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has been fighting for seriously injured car accident victims in Colorado. Serious accidents demand serious representation. We dig into every detail of your case, and we don't back down until we get you the maximum compensation you deserve. If you or someone you love has been seriously injured in a car accident, call the Wilhite Law Firm today at 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or visit wilhitewins.com.
You know your age, your weight, your income, and probably even the mileage on your car. But what's your testosterone level, and is that level normal for your age? If you don't know the answer, Low T Center can help, and we'll do it for free. Come take a free testosterone test and find out if Low T Center can help invigorate your life like it has for thousands of other men in your area. Go to fixmylowt.com and book an appointment online for your free T-test today.
Hi, I'm Donnie, owner of Fitness Gallery, where we believe there's nothing more important than your health. We can't stop time, but we can make your day more efficient, and we can help you get fit and stay fit.
Hey, in Broncos country, I'm Terrell Davis. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. Work out on your schedule from the privacy of your own home.
At Fitness Gallery, we have the nation's lowest prices on the highest quality products that stand the test of time.
Imagine this. No more wasting time in traffic, no more crowded gyms. And here's the touchdown play. Get your family involved. Your health is your ultimate MVP, and I know staying fit is not always easy. Whether it's Rod, Carl, or myself, we shop at Fitness Gallery, and you should too. With the right equipment at home, you can train like a pro whenever it suits you. You never regret buying quality. Fitness Gallery sells commercial-grade equipment for the home. It's simply the best.
Invest in your health and happiness with Fitness Gallery. Visit one of our 7 store locations for a free home gym layout and design today.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag. Or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
Summer just got even sweeter with soft drinks under $1 at McD's. Get any size soft drink, like a Coke, Sprite, or sweet tea, just 99 cents. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At Gebhardt BMW, they're proud to serve their clients and deliver the luxury experience you expect from BMW and the Gebhardt family. They have immediate availability and flexible transportation options to accommodate your busy schedule. They also offer one-stop shopping for all your BMW needs, from maintenance to repairs, window tint to clear mask, and light body and wheel repair. They really are a one-stop destination for all your BMW needs. Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealership in Boulder since 1975.
My father started Williams Jewelers in 1947 as a humble little neighborhood jewelry shop, and I opened our Cherry Creek North store in 1973. I'm Bruce Williams.
And I'm Michelle Williams. I literally grew up here in the jewelry business, grading diamonds and gemstones and designing custom jewelry for families just like yours.
Here at Williams Jewelers, you'll find our curated collections, including Hearts on Fire, Lake of Bahar, Sloan Street, Mastaloni pearls, and dozens more.
And a diamond and bridal department with the latest engagement ring styles and wedding bands from Tacori, A. Jaffe, and Gabriel & Company.
Add to that Tag Heuer sporting watches and pre-owned Rolex timepieces, all at the guaranteed best prices in Colorado.
At Williams Jewelers, we're proudly old school Cherry Creek North, where people and sweet puppies are always welcome.
And where you'll always be treated just like our father would.
Like family.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
All right, right back to it. I want to switch gears here momentarily. Really interesting conversation and an admission from me here of something I forgot. All right, I'm listening to the Hoop Collective podcast.
So we're talking about a superstar now.
Yeah, I'm talking about Nikola Jokic, a superstar.
Superstar.
All right.
Superstar.
And then a question about another player on the Denver Broncos, if he is a superstar, that we'll get to here in a minute. But before we do, I'm listening to the Hoop Collective, Brian Windhorst podcast, and a frequent guest is Bobby Marks, who is like, a guru when it comes to the GM stuff. All right. He is ESPN's like GM, basically. And he's a former GM of the Brooklyn Nets. All right. And he explains how Jokic has not signed these past 2 seasons. We know that to be true. But just listen to the commentary from former general manager and current ESPN employee Bobby Marks.
He's basically, this is the second summer in a row he's done it. He was eligible last year for 3 years. He decided not to do it, and he said he wanted to wait until the summer of 26 because he can get a fourth year, basically an extra $70-80 million. We get to this summer now, and he's saying, well, I'm going to wait until the summer of 27 because now I can do a 5-year deal worth $360 million. So it's an extra $80 million. That's a big number. I trust when he talks and he says this is where he wants to be. But man, this could be a rocky year in Denver just based on where they are right now. They didn't really do much in the offseason ad. Peyton Watson's kind of, still, out there and everything. But but I would not. If I was in that ownership group, I would not want that over my head.
I would not want that over my head. Okay, and it's convenient how everyone last summer said, well, yeah, Jokic is just going to sign next summer.
Yeah, no big deal.
And then you get to next summer, and then it's also no big deal that he's not signing now.
He's going to just make another $80 million with an extra year, ZB. No big deal.
And so I'll tell you this, an admission from me. I honestly, and I know I mentioned it in the past, but in the last couple iterations of this conversation, I have forgot that Jokic has a player option.
We never talked about it and it never brought up. I didn't think about that.
So, and no, this is something I knew, but I literally just forgot. And please forgive me because I try to stay on top of this stuff, but I just forgot that was the case. So if Jokic wants to drag this out further, next summer he can pick up his a player option and stretch it out even further.
And why wouldn't he do that though, ZB? Especially if they don't have a good year.
Well, he would not want to do that because he can make more money by turning down the player option and signing a new contract if it's about the money. All right. But what you want to see someone put real pressure on an organization if we're not even here right now, which we definitely are. All right. It's you pick up the player option, play on the player option. I mean, that is just a scary proposition. I don't think he would do that. But here's more of the conversation with Brian Windhorst.
There's probably been no lower stress superstar in the modern era than Nikola Jokic. And you got people in Denver saying to me, I know this guy as well as anybody. He ain't going anywhere. And I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying I don't know how you can sleep well.
I don't know how you can sleep well. And you've always bristled at the idea of the I know Nikola Jokic.
I hate when people say that, Z. That's just like me saying, I know ZB. I know you, but I don't know you to the level that we think we do, especially if there's something going on at home. I would hope I would know you, but you just don't know what's going on in your head or, in this case, Jokic's head.
Well, I would say this. I think
sometimes you want to slap me.
No. Let me just say this. I think you know me, and our audience knows me better than anyone who covers the Nuggets actually knows Nikola Jokic.
Okay.
He is a very private person.
Yes.
You know, and he is man, he's such an interesting character. And again, I'm not saying Jokic is not going to sign, okay? Because I think the most likely result is he does sign.
He wants to be a Denver Nugget for life, right? That's what he has said in the
past. Yep. And I believe him because he is very literal when he speaks, and he doesn't have a track record of not telling the truth. But we also have to acknowledge on the other side of my mouth saying this doesn't happen, guys. This doesn't happen where someone operates the way that Jokic is operating right now, and you have a chance to sign this extension, and you just like, no, I'll wait. And you know, maybe the thought is, well, I could tear my ACL. It doesn't even matter. The Nuggets will give me that anyway. And he's probably right. But what's happening here is we have to acknowledge it's very, very unusual, which is why it's a dedicated topic on this popular podcast. Here is Tim McMahon extending the conversation.
It's not a coincidence that the Nuggets are diving deeper than they ever have into the luxury tax right now. That they basically just paid, what was it, Bobby? Like $38 million this year?
$38 million to keep Spencer Jones.
You know, $6 million salary,
now.
all that.
For now. For now.
$6 million salary and all that tax. They are at least bluffing that they're not going to be looking to dump Cam Johnson or Christian Brown, which the widespread belief was that they would in order to be positioned to keep Payton Watson. And look, Nikola Jokic, a no-brainer Hall of Famer if he never played another second of basketball, a champion, you know, multi-time MVP. He's obviously earned the right to sign the largest contract in NBA history and not have anybody question it one bit. But he is doing the exact opposite of what Jalen Brunson did and the opposite of what Victor Wembanyama did, not in the years, but at least in the money, where those guys, Brunson signed his earlier, taking significantly less money because his max extension at the time wasn't nearly as much because his salary wasn't nearly as much, in order to give them the flexibility to build out the roster. Wemby just took he reinvented the Fun Max, Wendy.
I know, right after I buried it.
Yeah, he made the Fun Max come back because he wants to make sure they've got the flexibility to build out that roster. And Joker's got a championship ring. He's not prioritizing flexibility and being able to build out the roster. And I'm not saying that to criticize. I'm just stating a plain fact.
All right, we'll get back to Broncos here in just about, call it 10, 12 minutes, but we'll continue this conversation coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
When your joints hurt every day and you've been told you need surgery, it can feel like there's only one option. Do your homework first. Remember, once a joint is replaced, there's no going back. Hey, it's Mike Evans. Before you schedule surgery, consider getting a second opinion from QC Kinetics. Whether you're dealing with pain from bone-on-bone arthritis, a torn meniscus, or years of wear and tear, surgery isn't the only conversation you should have. Talk to QC Kinetics about how they use regenerative treatments to deliver relief to patients like you right here in Denver. They concentrate tiny healing tools within your body right in the spot that's actually causing the pain. The whole idea is to give you a real shot at holding off on surgery, or in some cases, avoiding it altogether. And that's why it makes sense to explore every option before making a decision that can change your life. Call QC Kinetics today for a second opinion and know your options. The conversation and consultation are totally free. Call today, 303-900-8986, 303-900-8986, with locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs. It's QC Kinetics.
You missed it? No worries. Santiago's is giving you a second chance to grab a free Unfinished Business Training Camp t-shirt. Head to eatatsantiagos.com to find out which select Santiago's locations will be handing out 50 additional tees on the house while supplies last. But just like a good Santiago's breakfast burrito, they won't last long. Locations, dates, and times are all at eatatsantiagos.com. Fresh burritos and free gear? That's a win-win. Santiago's. Faithfully authentic.
Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual. You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons. And lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen. And oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live. And you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we know you're no stranger to setting big goals, whether in school, at work, or in life. And you're ready for more. At UMGC, we offer the skills-based education you need to move your career forward. Learn how to apply AI, data science, and other emerging tech. Plus, gain skills in leadership and critical thinking. You've come far. Succeed again. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
There are so many out-of-state roofing companies, and roofing companies claiming to be locally owned, yet owned by out-of-state private equity firms.
Denver Roof Pros is the real deal. We are truly locally owned and operate right out of Denver.
We've been serving the Front Range and the Eastern Plains from Fort Collins to Colorado Springs for 10 years.
Choose local. Choose DenverRoofPros.com.
No matter if it hails, rains, or snows, nobody knows your roof like the Denver Roof Pros.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. I've trusted natural tree care and recycling with my property for over 3 years, and there's a reason I keep calling them back. The owner, Aaron, a Colorado native, so they're locally owned, consistent, reliable. They do everything with integrity. They protect healthy trees throughout the drought. They keep your landscape looking incredible. No job is too big or too small, so give them a call at 303-803-3850 or visit naturaltreerecycle.com. That's naturaltreerecycle.com. You'll see why I'm a customer for life.
Switching your account numbers is hard. Being forced to switch, even worse. That's why at Belco Credit Union, we want to pay you to switch. From June 1st to August 31st, we're offering a $300 bonus when you open a new checking account with a qualifying direct deposit of $500 or more. They changed your account number. You can change who you bank with. Go to belco.org/switch for full offer details. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required. Conditions and restrictions apply. Belco. Banking for everyone.
It's home selling season. And what's the biggest mistake you can make when selling your home? Settling for less money. That never happens with Orchard. Low ball offers can wear you down, causing you to settle for thousands less. You don't have to settle when you sell with an Orchard agent. Orchard reinvented the real estate industry by guaranteeing your home sale. Their local agents help you sell on market for top dollar. First, Orchard gives you cash up front to buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then, once you're settled in, your Orchard agent helps you sell your home on market for top dollar. Here's what one customer said. I went under contract within 24 hours of my home listing, which was amazing. With Orchard, you never have to settle for less. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Curious how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Men, when addressing the problem of erectile dysfunction, you want the right treatment for your specific medical situation because every case is different, and finding the right treatment can mean the difference between just an okay experience and an amazing one. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and at our practices, we offer the full range of ED treatment protocols and can even combine therapies to help make those intimate moments special, both for you and your partner. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're the leader in treating ED in the area. Our medical providers specialize in men's sexual health and understand that no two cases are alike, which means you'll get the right treatment for you based on sound medical evaluation and appropriate applications of medical therapies. Plus, we offer treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most men, you'll get your sex life back. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
And I faked believe all your lies for the last time. Take it or leave it, cause I'm really leaving. I purchased my ticket to New York first thing in the morning, kissing you good morning and whispering goodbye.
We're giving away Zach Bryan tickets here in just a couple minutes. In Power Field next Thursday, we got a pair to give away. All right, so we're going to do that here in the next, call it 12 minutes.
Here we go.
All right, so I wanted to shift gears and talk about the Jokic situation for just a couple minutes here. A departure from Broncos talk. We did that for the first 2 hours and change of the show, and but I look, I'm fascinated by this situation. It's not quite unprecedented, but yet I would ask someone, when is the last time an NBA superstar did not sign his extension, all right, waited a summer, and then everyone assumes he's going to sign, and then he says, nope, I'm actually going to wait another summer, all right? And you hear Brian Windhorst saying, I don't know how they're sleeping at night. And, again, I'll reiterate, because I know the accusation that we'll get, right? I believe Jokic is going to re-sign. But if you're not uncomfortable right now, then you are just dead set on wanting great news all the time, and everything has to be rainbows and sunshine. And this current Denver Nuggets situation, man, that is not how I would depict this situation with rainbows and sunshine.
No, it's definitely not rainbows and sunshine. You don't know exactly what Jokic is thinking in his head. He wants to win. The reason why he's playing is not just for the fun of it or the money. Like, he wants to win another championship, and he wants to make sure that things are going right. Because if it was just about getting his money, he would sign the contract. He just, I know he can wait and get more money, but he doesn't need more money. My man already has probably $500 million sitting in the bank, but he wants to see what this roster looks like moving forward, ZB. I would.
What did you make of Tim McMahon, who I'm a huge fan of, from ESPN, saying, hey, like, Jokic is entitled to his money. He's entitled to every cent. But let's just be clear. It's the opposite we're seeing from Jalen Brunson from the New York Knicks, the reigning finals MVP. It's the opposite we're seeing from Victor Wembanyama, who just lost in the finals MVP, who hasn't got the bag yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's telling. It's interesting because it's like those two guys did that, and their teams are successful. They're winning right now. If Jokic goes down this road, which it seems like he is, and gets the most money possible, well, you kind of hurt your chances because now you don't have the money that you need to pay for these other guys that can help you win these games or get you to another championship. At some point, when you do have a lot of money, when's enough? When is it about winning? When is it about your legacy? So I get it. At times it does look like Jokic is being a bit selfish about like, hey, I just want as much money as possible. Then I start to question, is it about winning now or is it just about the money?
Very interesting.
What do you think it is? Z? Like, would you call it selfish? Would you call it... when you have someone like Brunson who takes less money, Wemby who takes less money, all right, but yet you have Jokic that wants more money.
Yeah, I would say that Jokic is in a different category of player than both those guys for his career, and I think that I'm not going to call Jokic selfish when he just once again finished runner-up for league MVP, and if there's anyone who deserves it, it is Jokic, but I will admit that, like, at a certain point, even though you deserve it and you're owed it and you've played the game perfectly financially,
yeah,
you are to a certain degree you're clearly lessening your chances to get back to a mountaintop. And this only further emboldens me in my position that if that's going to be the case, and this is going to be Jokic's approach, where he is going to literally wring every dime that he can out of the Nuggets with this approach by waiting, it's even more of a reason, in my opinion, that you need to trade Jamal Murray and trade that $50 million that he makes per year and break it up into 3 different players. And so we'll see. I don't think that they're going to do that. I think that they should do that. I'll continue to maintain that I don't think you're winning anything or coming close to winning anything. Let's be real. They're not close, right? Those are Jokic's words.
They're not.
As well as mine. You lost in the first round to guys that, most of our audience didn't know they existed 6 months before that, in Ayo Dosunmu and Terrence Shannon Jr. So you're not close, and you're not winning anything in today's NBA when your 2 best players are your 2 worst defenders, and Jokic isn't going anywhere.
Jokic could help that out, though.
Unless he chooses to go somewhere else.
But Jokic could help his situation out by taking less money.
He could. He could.
He could. Now I'm looking at it like that. Like, do you really want to win?
But it's the literal opposite. This approach, if it's financially motivated and driven, all right, it's literally to wring out every single last penny. Here's more from that conversation on the Hoop Collective podcast from Brian Windhorst.
Well, the concept here, real quick. So he's going to be 31 this year. Okay, so the idea is that if he doesn't sign now and he signs when he's 32, that he can sign all the way out till he's 37, right? Or 36, 37. And so the idea is, why not guarantee yourself whatever, 70 whatever million in age 36? Why not do that? And if you're a Nuggets fan, you're saying, sounds good. I'm going to go to sleep and sleep well. But if that's the case, he's got a player option for next year. So why not just pick up the player option and sign at age 33 till you're 39? Or 38 or whatever it is. I mean, like if we're to believe, first off, do we honestly believe that the Nuggets wouldn't sign Jokic to a contract that he wanted? Number one. Number two, if that's truly what he's doing, if he's waiting to make sure that he gets paid the maximum amount of money when he's in his late 30s, if that is the case, and he did that last summer and he's doing it again this summer, ergo, would he do it again next year when he's got a player option?
It's very interesting. And if he does that, and even as things stand now, we're going to be looking at Nikola Jokic at age 36 and age 37, making around $75 to $80 million per season. Those final years of this contract, right?
Season.
I mean, it's incredible. And this is the money that is being made right now. I'm here to tell you, if Tyrese Maxey finishes third team All NBA, he can sign a 4-year, $301 million contract, 75 M's per year.
I don't get it, man.
And he plays around 75 games a year, so that means he'll make $1 million per game at the NBA level. At the NBA level, where you like, it's the money in that league is funny right now.
Times have changed.
It's
man.
literally funny money. But yeah. Mostly unsettling situation here in Denver that is not close to being settled at all if this thing is where I think it's going, and that is shedding money before the season or during the season.
Questions about Jokic, questions about P. Watt. That's dragging on. There's a lot out there with the Denver Nuggets and what's going on, Z. And all I care about is trying to get another championship. I wonder if they're thinking the same thing or if they're thinking, let's shed this salary because we're going to have to pay big man.
All right, we'll see. We shall see. All right, we're going to give away Zach Bryan tickets to Empower Field on the other side. Also, we are out at training camp watching every single rep. Who won the day, the offense or the defense? Who shined the brightest? We have injury news that is not good on the Broncos front. We'll get to all of that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Beyond Dino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
This summer, there are 250 reasons to join T-Mobile.
Girls trip? Booked. And switching to T-Mobile helped make it happen.
With Experience Beyond, switch and get $100 back. Plus, $650 in value in built-in plan benefits. That's $750 in your first year, guaranteed.
And honestly, that $100 back, I'm putting it towards the zip line.
Now that's how you do summer.
Exactly. Best switch I ever made.
This is just one reason to join T-Mobile this summer. There are 250 reasons. Find yours.
Savings based on the value of benefits included with Experience Beyond, like entertainment and 1 year of AAA Classic and Dash Pass on us. Benefits may require activation. See plan for details. Get $100 via virtual prepaid MasterCard with eligible ported, no cash access, and expires in 6 months. Issued by Sunrise Banks and a member FDIC. Allow 8 weeks.
You know that feeling, sitting at the kitchen table, staring at a stack of bills, wondering how you got here? Credit cards, car payments, subscriptions you forgot about. It all piles up. But here's the thing. If you own a home, you're sitting on the answer. American Financing can help you declutter your monthly bills into a single manageable payment. Their salary-based mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture, not just one piece. All right? The average customer savings is $800 a month. You may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. Guys, there is never any upfront fees or obligation with American Financing. This is a family-owned lender, not one of those big banks where you're just a number. So pick up the phone and start that conversation at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or simply visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Robbie Dino here at BeatTheDA.com. I've handled over 7,000 cases, 300 trials. Let's face it, divorce is really impactful. You may have a controlling spouse. You may have a violent spouse. You may have been a victim of a domestic violence. You may be wrongfully accused of domestic violence. This all affects parenting rights. And let's face it, the kids are the most important. These are the things that need to be handled. They need to be handled appropriately by someone that's going to protect your kids and protect your rights. Hit me up at BeatTheDA.com, 720-706-5151.
Stoke here from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years, and they have one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now that's ending next Wednesday. All you got to do is go to rollerauction.com to get logged in, to get signed up. It's free, it's easy, it's open to the public. Government fleet vehicle and equipment auction ending next Wednesday. Got all kind of cars, trucks, SUVs, UTVs, John Deere full-wheel drive RTV. I'm telling you, motorcycles. This thing is packed full of some unbelievable items. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now, ending next Wednesday, only at rollerauction.com.
Summer should be a time of joy for children, but Wish kids often miss out due to their illness, creating a dark chapter during a time that should be filled with sunshine and memories. A wish from Make-A-Wish Colorado can change everything for these children, giving them the strength and hope they need to persevere in their fight against critical illness. My name is Carrie Fletcher. I'm part of the Alpine Bank family, member FDIC. Today, Alpine Bank hopes you'll decide to make a life-changing impact in the life of Colorado Wish kids by supporting Make-A-Wish Colorado. There are currently more than 450 Colorado kids with critical illnesses who are waiting for a life-changing wish, and 110 more kids will be diagnosed this summer. You can help make their wishes come true. Visit wish.org/Colorado to help Make-A-Wish Colorado grant some memorable wishes this summer.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. When I'm looking for a place that delivers big on flavor and has an awesome atmosphere, I head to Jack's, locally owned with locations in Denver on Pearl Street and the new flagship in Lone Tree at Park Meadows Drive. Jack's serves premium Australian Wagyu, incredible seafood, and chef-driven dry-aged specialties. Grab lunch, enjoy social hour from 3 to 5, or make it a date night. And don't miss the Blind Tiger Speakeasy, Jack's, where upscale meets comfortable.
Attention Ram owners. Did you know you could get $500 for Recall 67A without leaving your driveway? With new mobile appointments, we'll come to you. We'll finish the simple software update in under an hour, and it won't affect your truck's performance. Plus, you'll get an extended warranty worth thousands. Make a power move. Schedule Recall 67A today at CumminsRecall.com.
It's the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at Staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery and Monarch Construction and Roofing. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Training Camp 2026. Unfinished business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip.
All right, rolling downhill on a Tuesday. We're out at Broncos, and gosh, we have so much to comb through. Really just wanted to, have that conversation about Jokic, and we haven't had it here in about a week, and just sort of checking in, hearing from some different voices, who are obviously plugged into the topic, the way that we are. And so, okay, we'll continue to monitor that situation from afar. Up close, we're at Denver Broncos, and we'll get to that here in just a second. But first, you want to see Zach Bryan at Empower Field at Mile High? The show is Thursday night, August 13th, and we've got your tickets, a pair of them. You and somebody you like enough to bring along. One of the biggest names in music under the bright lights in Denver. It doesn't get much better than that. So, be caller number 4 right now at 303-713-1043. That's 303-713-1043. Caller 4 gets a pair of tickets to Zach Bryan at Empower Field at Mile High Thursday, August 13th from Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. All right, we were out at practice today watching every single rep. What do you think your biggest takeaway from today was?
Biggest takeaway was the defense put it on the offense today, ZB, from start to finish. Started with inside drill, and I love me some inside drill. Why? Because it's going to show you and tell you everything you need to know about a running back and the offensive line and the defensive line. But specifically because I was an offensive player, you want, as a running back, you want to do inside drill so you can get used to running inside. And if you're good at running inside, you're going to have success in this league. And I wasn't able to see that today. Why? Because the defense was putting it to the offensive line, to the running backs. And it started with Zach Allen, ZB. He had himself a day.
Oh, my God, did he?
From the start, was in the backfield, gobbling up J.K. Dobbins, then did it to R.J. Harvey, and then said, you know what? I'm going to go for thirds and do it to Jonah Coleman as well. So my biggest takeaway is the defense is the best, one of the best in the league, and they're showing it yet again. The offense needs to start coming with more firepower and a mentality of, I'm not going to just get beat up today.
Yeah, and, just so we're framing this right, and more on Zach Allen here in a minute because Sean Payton talked about him today. The offense, I've done the boxing analogy, right?
Me versus you.
The offense is not getting a TK'd in the first round. Like, that's not happening. But they're also, it's a resounding, all three judges are saying, the defense. And look, this is an offense that is evolving, all right, and changing. There's some newness here, but there's also a lot of continuity. And so you try to strike that balance of how critical to be. But
Not when you have an offensive line. I'm talking about the line, though.
That's fair.
You know,
That's
the
fair.
offensive line has been intact for a very long time. Now, of course, Luke Wattenberg, he's not out there. He's dealing with some type of injury we don't know about yet. But this offensive line should be able to push back this defense. You don't have John Franklin Myers right there. So when the twos are in, you should be able to get some type of push. And they're not doing that right now. And I'm very disappointed in it. And I'm very disappointed in the offensive line and even the running backs at times. And the reason why I sit here and say I'm disappointed in the running backs is you're doing outside zone and you're not giving it time to develop. Jonah Coleman's a young running back. It's going to take time. But you need a press. You need to get the defense, the linebacker specifically, running. Get them to turn their hips so you can have a cutback lane, so you can make it easier for your offensive line to shot put and push them forward so you have a bigger hole. Right? It's about widening the gaps so that you can get through there vertically, violently, and pick up first downs or explosive plays. And we didn't see that. I didn't see that one time today, and it needs to happen tomorrow, Z.
No, the run game was being just
spanked,
clobbered,
spanked around.
Yeah, I mean, so there was maybe two decent runs today. One from Jaleel up the left side, squirting through a nice little hole there, and then Jonah Coleman, I thought, had a decent run as well on the right side. Now Coleman on the very next play slipped in the backfield and came off of his feet in one of those plays that's just like maddening on a Sunday.
He's done that a couple times now, Z.
He has. So again, first-year player, rookie player, but let's keep our eye on that, him, his footing. And then so there's two good runs. How many runs were completely stuffed at or behind the line of scrimmage?
Probably about 5 or 6.
Easily.
Like literally
easily,
5 or 6
easily.
where it's like loss of downs, loss of 3, loss of 4. And it was all because of the defensive line. It was all because of Zach Allen, the linebackers flowing and, pushing the gaps and getting through the gaps and putting pressure on the offensive line and running backs. That must be something that they emphasize more this year, running the ball early. We talk about starting fast. Well, it's not just about 7-on-7, just throwing around and Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton, Star, Pat Bryant. It's about the running backs and the offensive line getting pushed up front so it's third and manageable so that you can have a offense that's not one-dimensional, or you have an offense that everybody knows, well, okay, it's third and long. We know it's going to be a pass. Like everybody bail back like it's 7-on-7. It must start with the run. ZB, I'm expecting a lot more run, like just team periods tomorrow where you're just kind of getting acclimated, getting back to just getting downhill and being physical. It's a mindset when it comes to the run, when it comes to the offensive line, the running backs.
Well, here's just a sampling because we're taking notes on every single play in every single team period. And again, it wasn't all bad, but it was predominantly this defense breaking its foot off in where. Here's a sampling in the first run period. Jonathan Cooper blows up J.K. Dobbins. Next play, Zach Allen blows up R.J. Harvey. I wish you guys could see that because it was
scary.
Swallowed him like Jonah and the whale. Coleman had that nice hole that I referenced that he gained some yardage there, followed by him slipping behind the line of scrimmage. Jaleel had that nice run that we talked about. Bo took off, probably would have been a sack or maybe a 1-yard gain, something like that. J.K. swallowed up by Zach Allen. A play-action screen to Harvey, completely blown up. Harvey then followed that up by being blown up at the line of scrimmage. Not his fault. The play was dead on arrival because of the lack of push from the offensive line. Jaleel blown up by Savion Jones. Stidham fumbled the handoff on the following play. There was a dump off to Coleman that was lit up upon the catch, probably like in a way that's illegal for camp. Quite honestly, for camp, it drew a bunch of like whoa. There was a wheel route to Troutman.
They're assaulting them.
There was a wheel route to Troutman that would have been a gash play with Bandy blocking downfield. This is now with the 2s and 3s. Stidham had a great ball to the rookie tight end, number 87. I'm forgetting his name right now. Where is he? Who was that? Because it was a nice play, and I wanted to make sure I gave him credit. Cameron Ross.
Okay.
All right, who's actually he's not a tight end. He's a wide receiver.
Undrafted.
Out of Virginia. Yeah, undrafted pass catcher. So just right there, I probably quoted you.
There was a lot of loss of downs on the things that you were quoting.
Yeah, it was probably like 15 plays with 4 of them being positive and 11 being negative. That was kind of the ratio today out at practice. So the offense is fighting back to a certain degree, but this is a top 3 defense, and they're not 3, right? This is the first or second best defense in the league that returns almost everyone not named John Franklin Myers, and it's showing up, and I think that.
But you know what, Z? When you have an offense and we sit here and we call it the running back Broncos, right? Not just because of the defense, it's the offense, though.
Sure.
Like, it should look different. It should look like a little bit more back and forth. We should be able to see a couple more explosive plays from the run game. We should be able to, and we're seeing some explosive plays through the air.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. But with that being said, there are some sacks. That it's like if this was a real game, I don't think they're connecting on a play.
Yeah.
And so I just want to see more competitiveness from this offense moving forward. Like, it's time to wake up. You're in pads. You have a chance this year to do something special. Bo Nix is going to be healthy, and the only way he can stay healthy is the offensive line doing their part, the running backs doing their part. Let's see more of it. I want to see more of Jonah Coleman. I want to see what he can do if he can run inside. I haven't got to see him yet run inside, but in between the tackles, there's been a lot of outside zone, which the Denver Broncos are trying to do because they want to do play action off of it. But run it the right way then. Get the defense running. All right, stay on your line until you have a good cut. Like things like that piss me off when I'm watching it. It's like you can make this so much easier for yourself, ZB, if you just do things the right way.
Yeah, and there's a handful of media that were watching where I was, because Phil and I did not watch practice together today, but we both walked away with the same conclusion that
you didn't want to be around me. You said my breath stinks. I'm sorry.
Maybe. But it was one of these things where if you had a good vantage point for practice, everyone kind of walked away with the same thing. But the guys that I was watching with, when it was happening for a third and fourth time in a row, it's just like, oof, like this is rough. This is rough. And I know. Look, I'm seeing a handful of texts that, hey, the midday guys were saying that the offense was winning today. And that the offense had a great day. Look, I'm not that's their show, that's their content. Yeah. I will say this: they're doing their radio show at the same time that practice is happening, and they're in the corner of the field. Like, obviously, that's not their choice. They're doing what they have to do.
Yeah, for sure.
We are literally standing over the play. You're up on a perch, like with an all-22 look, and I'm standing about, call it 8 feet off the ground on like this mezzanine. And so again, I'm not going to go back and forth about. It was pretty conclusive.
The defense dominated, guys. like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Zach Allen was in the backfield majority of the time.
He was.
Jonathan Cooper had a couple opportunities.
He did.
Big Q Robinson.
Let's talk about him in a minute. Yeah.
Jonah Ellis was in the backfield. Like, there was a couple pass breakups from Riley Moss and PS2.
Yep.
It just was not a good day for the offense. And Z, we're not going to sit here and lie about that.
No.
Our job is to come in here and explain what we see out there.
Yeah. And Hufanga, when he was coming off the field as he passed the media, because he kind of knows we're keeping score, he's like, yeah. How about that day from the defense?
Defense won.
How about that day from the defense? And this is, did Sean agree with Hufanga that the defense won the day?
Just in the compete period, which is first series of a drive, it's either 3 and out or you get a first down. So I think the first group forced a 3 and out. I'm going to look at the film on that last play to make sure with the twos whether it got a first down or not. But kind of just simulating a fast start, on the field, trying to force the 3 and out. Offense trying to get your first down.
And here's a little bit more from Sean on his offense.
I think we can start faster in general. If you looked at last season, we played better, I think, in the second half of a lot of games than maybe the first. And the reality of it is, when a series starts, the first down is a big play for the offense. Now you're in a drive. You can't call it a drive if you don't get your first down. So, just having those short point of emphasis periods, and it does, teach us things too, and we have this little skirmish on the sidelines, which is silly. You got to get on to the next play.
And by the way, he's referring to the starting offense going 3 and out.
They went 4 and out, ZB, because they went for it on 4th down and they didn't get it.
Yeah, it's like, can you call it a drive if it's 3 and out? Look, there's work to do. This is early in the process.
This is practice.
It is. It is practice. But the offense it looked like having the best start to camp that I can remember, and then the pads came on. And then the pads came on.
And then the real football begins.
And the dynamic has really shifted here in the last 48 hours. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver, and KARS-FM Laramie.
The 5 o'clock whistle, powered by Smart Local Union 9 sheet metal workers. Smart Local 9, where pride meets your future.
We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX.
Woo! Let's go, ZB. Put me in the game. I will show these guys how to run outside zone, how to stay on track. All right, get the linebackers in the defensive line, defense ends running and moving their hips. And then all of a sudden, you got to cut back. You got to get tight off that tackle, okay, like you're lighting a match. And that's how you have these explosive plays. Now, I will say this. There's going to be another install in for tomorrow. So maybe there's a little bit more creativity with the run game, with the pass game.
Sure.
Maybe we'll see more pulling because we haven't seen that yet. And we're just starting. But we're just reacting to what we saw today.
That's all. Yep. So we've come in here and say, hey, the offense got him. The offense got him. Today the defense got him. And that is to be expected. Now, a couple of those defensive players. How about today from Zach Allen? I mean, this guy is really something. And he is so powerful and so consistent. What a find. You know, this guy, once upon a time, did not think he was going to be an NFL player. This guy was getting ready to move to New York City and go on Wall Street and get into the financing world. All right? And here he is, like, dominating practice or portions, chunks of practice, right? And this is Sean Payton after practice talking about Zach Allen.
First thing you'd say is, and some players have this, he's got tremendous stamina. So, play 38 looks like 8. Play 60 still looks like 8. So that's a big asset at a position where it's hard. And then I would say his intelligence and his quickness off the ball, he'll win usually in the first second and a half of a rush, he'll win early. And so that's what makes him difficult.
That's what makes him difficult.
Yeah.
And this guy really, in the last 3 years, his development, like he's on his, is it his second contract or his third contract? I forget. But
it might be his third contract.
This guy has continued to develop like into his late 20s. And he is getting better. Like last year was his best season. The year before that was his best season. And so this guy, Zach Allen, he is different. And Sean Payton was asked, does he have a next step, or is it just about maintaining it?
Understand the next step, but I think it's staying healthy and being part of that defense that continues to improve. I'm sure if you asked him, there would be certain little things he wants to work on, but no, he's playing at a very high level. He keeps himself in shape, and it's hard to play that position, the snaps he plays, and we've got to be careful. I've said this before, making sure that we're rotating him and that he's not out there too long.
6'5", 285. The right mental makeup, the right dedication to his body and just his craft, someone who has just continually got better. And for my money, I think you could make a real argument, and this is legit, not hyperbole because we're doing this job in Denver. You could make an argument with how disruptive he is to the quarterback with his combined sacks and pressures and his status within the NFL spectrum from coast to coast. This guy's the most underrated player in the entire league. You could make that argument.
Oh, Z, I'm not going to have any pushback with that. When Zach Allen's in the game, you have to have all eyes on him. You're double-teaming Zach Allen, which is freeing up somebody like Nick Bonito or Jonathan Cooper or another guy that has to go in there. Zach Allen has this high motor. He understands what he needs to do. He is very smart. He understands angles, and he just keeps going after you and after you. And, yes, he may not get the sacks. He had 7 sacks last year. He could have probably had 12 if things would have went his way.
Sure.
This is where, if you're talking about taking the next step for him, it's about everybody else around him doing their part. If Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito bottle up the quarterback, now the quarterback can't get outside and flood, right? He has to stay in the pocket, which now, okay, Zach Allen's sitting right in front of you getting the push. Now he gets the sack.
I was going to say there's nowhere to step up.
No. And so what Zach Allen is doing is he's getting that push and pushing the center back, and now it's helping Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper out by getting their sack. So everybody has to do their part. And for Zach Allen, like Sean just got done explaining, he just needs to stay healthy, and everybody else around him needs to do their job so he can have more success.
All right, and the thought that Zach Allen could get even better in his age 28 season is a scary thought for opposing offenses. Okay, on the downside front, Nick Bonito got hurt today at camp.
He did.
He walked right in front of both me and you. All right, a legitimate limp.
It was a big limp.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a knee. I don't know if it's an ankle.
I was trying to look at his face for see the emotion, and he did a good job of playing it off. But you're limping now. Like you said, I don't know if it's a knee or it's an ankle. But it was during inside drill. I want to say play number 2, and usually if you have a knee or ankle, you got rolled up on. And so we just have to watch out. Tomorrow we're going to figure out what's going to happen. We know that Luke Waltenberg's dealing with the injury. He wasn't out there today. He was on the other field.
Right.
And my guessing is tomorrow Nick Bonito is going to be on the other field too. So you have 2 starters that are hurt. And for Nick Bonito, this is big, man. This is our star pass rusher that you need healthy for the season. And he's kind of been quiet, ZB, to start the camp.
Yeah, so just to peel the curtain back, yesterday during a commercial break, obviously well before this injury news, we said, you know whose name we haven't said yet after, what was it, 5 practices or whatever it is? Like, we have not said Nick Bonito's name, not once. And that's a bit unusual, okay, because, again, guys are in the backfield. Q Robinson, Zach Allen, Jonathan Cooper, but not Nick Bonito. And we were talking about it out there yesterday, just privately, like, there's something just a little bit off about Bonito. And if you look at him going through his just daily routine when he's doing, when they break down into position groups.
Individual periods.
Yeah, I mean, to say that he is coasting would be completely fair. I mean, there's just kind of
no emotions. Z.
No, and then, guys, this is just the real, right? We're just relaying what we're seeing. No emotion, just very, very flat. And
seems like there's a lot on his mind. Now, I'm speculating on that, but what I see from a guy, and I'm a big body language type of dude, you would think that he'd be happy, a little bit more spry, upbeat, because 1, he's coming off a really good year with 14 sacks. Okay, 2, he's healthier. He got the surgery done. He's healthier. But also, 14-win team have a chance to go to a Super Bowl this next year if everything goes right. And you're kind of moping around for whatever reason. Maybe he's just having a bad couple days. Maybe he's dealing with an injury we don't know about. Or maybe there's just a lot of stuff on his mind that he can't get off his mind yet. And it's kind of affecting his play when it comes to just being there so that you can have your presence felt.
Yeah, and look, I have no idea what's going on with Bonito, whether there was something pre-existing, but like you don't hear him, you're not seeing him like show any signs of life, and then today he gets hurt. Separate from the injury, I wonder if, because his, from what we understand, his best friend on the team is Jonathan Cooper.
Yeah.
And so could that be potentially, impacting him, and you said something earlier that, if they're best buddies, maybe Bonito
they're hanging out all the time,
and his girl are hanging out with Cooper and his girl, and how that has impacted just life. And look, we heard from Quinn Miners, earlier in this training camp saying, man, I had some real stuff going on, last year that I needed to figure out, personally. And again, we don't know, but here's what I do know. If an alien came down and watched the first week of training camp, that alien would have no idea that Nick Bonito is a star pass rusher in the NFL. You just wouldn't know. So Sean's not going to give us any, update on the injury. I mean, he was asked about it.
He'll be fine. No updates.
No updates. And he doesn't want to talk about injuries. That's cool. But I don't think we'll see Bonito out there tomorrow. You're probably not going to see him out there the next day. Hopefully this is nothing serious.
Yeah, I mean, but that limp was pretty hard.
It was.
Right? It was pretty hard. And it's always concerning when you have more than just one trainer that goes in to the facility, right? To the facility. You had like 2 or 3 trainers that were rushing in to go to that facility. Why? To get them checked out. My guessing is throw them through the X-ray machine. If they have an MRI machine in there, they're going to go through that to make sure everything is okay and there's no structural damage. And then you go from there.
Yeah. All right, so we'll keep our eye on that situation. Another guy that I can't take my eyes off of for the best kind of reasons is Q Robinson. This young man is coming into his own in real time, all right? And any one player can make any one play, right? Every guy is there for a reason, okay? But when you show up day after day And like he had a play today, and he's had some version of this almost every single day, going back to the acclimation period, where like I'm watching him in dedicated fashion. Number 51. If you guys are going out there, same thing I said on Friday. Watch a couple plays in dedicated fashion.
You can't miss him. He's tall, he's lengthy, he's big. Like he's just right there in front of you.
And by the way, I went back and looked at this. When he was coming out of Alabama, right? Never a great player, really didn't get on the field in a wholesale way until his final year. He had 4 sacks in college, and they drafted him based off of his physical traits. Now, George Payton, he could look like a genius in 1 year or 2 years from now based on what this guy goes on to do. But coming out of college, Phil, he was listed at 220 pounds. He is currently listed on ESPN.com on the Broncos roster at 243. If that's true, and
it
maybe
looks like it, see?
It does, and I maybe can ask Sean Payton about this, but if that's true, and he's gained 23 pounds like in the last year, this dude, he had a play where he whipped this tackle. Now he was a second-team tackle, so that deserves to get mentioned. But the Broncos have the most consistent and incumbent 2-deep on their offensive line of any team in the NFL.
Q Robinson was going with the 3s all last year. Never got a chance to go with the 2s. This year, he's with the 2s, straight 2s. He may have got in and one time with the 1s just because Nick Bonito or Jonathan Cooper needed a break, right?
Sure.
So he's taking those steps in the right direction. We're seeing and we're hearing him physically just out there making these plays. He's getting to the quarterback. He had a couple sacks on Jarrett Stidham today. He has a fast get off. You could tell that he's comfortable in the system. You could tell he's knowledgeable about what's going on in this system, and now he's just playing fast. And that's going to help him get on this field. Now, is he going to start this year? No. Is he going to get meaningful playing time? Well, that's on him.
Yeah, but I think for that conversation, if this continues to trend in the current direction that it is after about a week of camp, you got to find a way to get this guy snaps on game day. I mean, I'm seeing too much here on too much of a consistent basis where this guy has earned his opportunity. And if you go back to so check this out. You have Bonito that gets hurt today.
Yep.
Right? And I believe, and if you want to hear the whole conversation from Friday's show, go back and listen on the Drive podcast about 5 minutes into hour number 2. Takes us about 20 minutes to get through it, but I gathered and obtained those affidavits and consulted with a lawyer, and I think this case for Jonathan Cooper is going away. I think it's going to get dismissed.
Yeah.
But that also means that his punishment from the NFL could come this year, and my guess is it will. I think he's going to miss between 4 and 6 games, whatever the Roger Goodell decides. But if you have Bonito hurt, and on the other side, Cooper not starting the season, the importance of someone like Q Robinson might skyrocket. So it's less of an ideal situation. That's the way he gets on the field. More ideal where it's like, okay.
But that's how a lot of these players get on the field.
Sure.
That's how I got on the field when I was in college. That's how I got on the field at times in the NFL, right? Like things happen. But now it forces Q Robinson to grow up. Now you're going to get the best out of him because he has no choice but to get better. He has no choice but to go through the fire, something that you wanted Bo Nix to do.
Sure.
Right? It's just like you're in there, you're learning, whether it's good or bad, you're learning. And that's exactly what's going to happen to Q Robinson. Now, I will say this with Big Q. Last year, he got better and better the more he got into the game. Now, he only played in 6 regular season games. He had 12 total tackles and a half a sack. But then he had the opportunity during the postseason against the Patriots to go out there and he had 1 sack. What I'm saying is he looks like every game that he played in, he got more confident. And that's what he looks like right now during camp. He is getting confident. He's going to get more opportunities because maybe Jay Coop's not going to be there. Nick Bonito is down. And, by the way, Tillman has been down as well. DeAndre Tillman has been on the side because I want to say of a hamstring. So now you have Jonah Ellis and you have Q Robinson. They're going to get a lot of reps that you need to be ready to go because they may end up playing a lot more minutes than you're expecting that first game of the year against the Chiefs, ZB.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Another guy out there on the less positive side and more on the desperation side, Drew Sanders is playing for his NFL livelihood here. And this is a guy who once upon a time was a blue chip prospect. All right? This is once upon a time was drafted 67th overall. That is 4 picks into the 3rd round. A premium pick at 6'5", 235. He was a great athlete. And Sean Payton loved this prospect, okay? This has gone disastrously by no fault of his own. It was this time last year, actually even a little bit over a year ago, because he got hurt right at the training camp, right at the start of training camp.
Like 3 days in.
It was something like that, and we were told back then, hey, it's okay. The injury could have actually been worse. We actually dodged a bullet. He should be back. We got to give him some time. And then we never heard from him again. And now we're seeing him out there, and he's got this, restrictive brace on his leg, probably to keep something stable, right? And he looks like he's running in sand. You don't see any flash of that athleticism that had him picked 67th overall. And man, he has got to go earn it. My guess is, I'm honestly, given where he was picked and the expectation coming in and where we're at here, 3 years later, I'm getting Jake Butt vibes, right? And that's obviously not what you're looking for. Again, it's no fault of his own.
But he's not available.
No.
Like as a former player, you look at this, and you're fighting, if you're an undrafted player or a 7th-round draft pick, and you're fighting for a spot, and you look up, and someone like Drew Sanders continues to get opportunities. All right, Drew Sanders hasn't played since 2024, where he had 4 tackles and 1 sack because he was still dealing with another injury.
Right.
And so now he has the chance to do it again, and he's missing more time. And although he's out there, he's not the best version of himself because he's dealing with the knee. Drew Sanders has to try to find a way to stay healthy during camp and get his ass on that football field, not just to make this team, because making this team, maybe he doesn't. But there's 31 other teams out there that need to see him play so he can have an opportunity. He needs to put film out there. Drew Sanders has to stay healthy, just like Caleb Lohner has to stay healthy so that they can keep their NFL dream alive, Z. That's just the truth, man. That's reality.
Yeah, it's a harsh reality here. And then someone else on the Broncos on the other side of the ball, speaking of trying to keep something alive, his starting role alive, is Evan Ingram.
Staying alive.
And we saw our first fight today out at camp, and it was between Evan Ingram and Jaquan McMillan. Sean, do you like the fight that happened today?
All I saw was just a lot of bodies. Whoever's in the skirmish, I just don't want to see the third person. The bystander who decides he's going to be tough.
All right. The skirmish is a skirmish. I just don't want to see the third guy, right? Very different approach from Deion Sanders, who once said, if I don't see you jumping in the fight, you're in trouble with me. So you couldn't get more different than that.
I was always taught at home, hey, your brothers and sisters get in a fight and you don't help out.
Yes.
Don't come home.
No, that's out in reality. This isn't, you're
help
playing
your
a
brother
sport.
Out, Z.
You're playing a sport at the highest level. But I typically agree with your dad. Like if you're out there, one of your brothers are in a fight or a best friend is in a fight, that's
get down and dirty.
Yeah. But I don't mind a training camp fight, but if I were to speculate, I don't like the source of why this fight happened.
Why though, Z?
And so there was an attempt to Evan Ingram, all right, and it was just an innocuous play. Okay, ball hits the ground, and Jaquan McMillan was, in Evan's estimation, just a little bit too physical on the play. The play was going to Ingram.
My man said too physical.
It's camp. It's camp, right? Well, the play was over, and J-Mac still had his hands on him, and Ingram elbowed J-Mac, like, get the off me, right? And then that's how the fight happened, all right? And they're getting pulled apart, and everyone's running to it, and da-da-da. But I think that Ingram, it's coming from a place of frustration. Because
with Jaquan?
No, his own situation. Because we sung his praises on Thursday and Friday during the acclimation period.
We did.
All right. I do not recall a catch on Saturday. I do not recall a catch yesterday, and I do not recall a catch today. He has been really quiet. And I think Evan Ingram knows uniquely, much better than me or you, that I have to have a good summer. I need to go into this season with some momentum, because if things continue the trend the way that they have recently for Evan Ingram, he's going to be fighting for maybe not his NFL life like Drew Sanders. Like, he'll be on a roster next year for someone.
It's going to be vet minimum.
It won't be Denver. It will be vet minimum, and he will be fighting for a starting role. So right now the job is just kind of his, all right?
I don't know, Z, because I don't know if I should say this, but little word on the street. Little birdie is Sean's not too happy with old Evan Ingram right now.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
And to the point where, like, he thought about, like, hey, dude, you don't want to take a pay cut, which we all know, ZB. We talked about before how they wanted Evan Ingram, and it's not out there, but Evan Ingram take a pay cut. It's like, let's just cut his ass. Like, that's kind of how this guy made it sound. And so Evan Ingram knows that that's being talked about in there. He
Sure.
knows he needs to have a good output. He needs to go out there and make these plays to stay on this team, but also just so that he can build the chemistry with Bo so he can get going early. And we talked about how Evan is. Evan's a guy that needs to get the ball early, right? Build that confidence up, and then in the third and fourth quarter, you'll get more out of him. And so I'm with you, Z. He looks like he is frustrated, and maybe it's because he's not getting targeted. Maybe it's because he's not getting the separation he wants, and he needs to have a good showing, Z.
Yeah, he does. And, we just haven't seen it in 3 days. And so, okay, it's one of these situations that we just need to keep our eye on. But I'll tell you this, man, I am rooting like heck for Evan Ingram.
We need a tight end.
He changes the complexion of the offense. When he's the best version of himself, he changes the geometry of what the Broncos are trying to do offensively. Unfortunately, we haven't seen that version of him in a couple years, and doubt is starting to creep in because you can explain away 1 year for a variety of reasons. But if this continues to trend this way, we'll see. We'll just see.
What I'm thinking is tomorrow we're going to see a lot more of the run, a lot more misdirection, maybe getting downhill a little bit more, and a lot more play action to the tight end. I'm expecting Evan Ingram to have a couple catches coming across the football field, and then maybe a post route or a corner route for a big-time play. Davis Webb is going to try to get him going early. We all know that. Davis Webb wants to get him going early, create mismatches with him, even at the slot or even at the outside receiver at times. So it just has to come together, and Evan Ingram needs to get the separation, start building that chemistry connection with Bo Nix.
Yeah, and judging by what we know between Evan Ingram and Davis Webb, I think that if I were to speculate, Webb has advocated for Ingram to stick around, right?
Oh,
we
yeah.
know they have a
Yes.
real relationship. We'll see how much time that bides Ingram if things continue to trend this way. Again, just 1 week into training camp, right? We're still gathering these clues, but we are simultaneously, when we acknowledge that we're just gathering clues, we are going to pass along what we're seeing from practice. And it is incredible how often these conversations bleed into the regular season, and we're like, yeah, this is kind of what we saw. All right, we heard from Jalen Waddle after today's practice, talking about his chemistry with Bo. You'll hear from Waddle next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at American Financing, let's do some honest math. The interest rate on your credit cards, 20% or more. Your mortgage rate, much lower. So why are you sending hundreds of dollars a month to credit card companies when your home's equity could wipe out that debt? That's exactly what American Financing helps homeowners do. And they're doing it every single day for people just like you. Consolidate, collaborate, conquer. The average customer saves around $800 a month, and you may delay 2 mortgage payments and may close in as fast as 10 days. American Financing's salary-based mortgage consultants are licensed in all 50 states. No upfront fees, no obligation. Stop financing your past and start funding your future. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Colorado, it's time to take our recycling to the next level. That's why Recyclon Colorado is bringing you more curbside and drop-off service from peaks to prairies. Guidelines as clear as our skies, so you know what goes where. And the price? As free as gawking at bighorns on I-70. You deserve a recycling system you can count on, like your puffiest winter coat. And we're here to give it to you. Learn more at recyclon.org/Colorado.
Hey, it's Mike Evans with all these Bluebird days in Colorado. Enjoy the view through energy-efficient windows from Bluebird Windows and Doors. It's their Buy More, Save More event. Save up to 20% on your window and door projects. And when you mention you heard it from me, you'll save an extra 5%.
Bluebird's family-owned, serving the Front Range for over a decade with windows, doors, and siding built for Colorado's harsh climate. Financing is available. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code GO to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code GO to borrow up to $10,000. Use code GO to borrow up to $10,000.
Dan Jacobs with Jacobs Law on 303 Law 4040. Here's a story my lovely wife Kimberly was particularly proud of. Jeffrey, a listener just like you, called 303 Law 4040 and said he was T-boned by a driver running a red light and rammed his car right into a tree. When the cops came, the other driver lied and the police believed him. They said Jeffrey was at fault. Now, with the big made-for-TV lawyers, that's where the case would normally end. Many of them won't even touch a case if they actually have to work to prove it. But Jeffrey insisted he was innocent. He worked with us together on our team to find the witnesses and the evidence to get the ticket overturned and the insurance company's denial reversed. At 303 Law 4040, we aren't a big settlement mill like the made-for-TV lawyers. Each client meets with me and my lovely wife Kimberly in person, and you get our cell phone numbers. If you've been injured in an accident, you know the number, 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. Here's what I love about my guys at Natural Tree Care and Recycling. 3 years, and they've never let me down. Not once. Aaron, the owner, is a Colorado native. They're locally owned, and he treats your property like it's his own. They've protected my trees throughout this drought. They've kept everything looking beautiful. No job too big or too small. So if you want someone you can actually trust with your trees, go to naturaltreerecycle.com. That's naturaltreerecycle.com, or call them at 303-803-3850 and tell them Zach sent you.
When Vantage walks your property for a threat zone analysis, they don't send a salesman. They send a security pro with years of experience designing and installing these systems. The same pro who walks your property, designs your system, installs your cameras, and picks up the phone 3 years later when you need them. Same team, start to finish. That's the Vantage standard. Invest in real security for your home. Call Vantage at 720-366-7759 or visit vssicolorado.com today.
You know your age, your weight, your income, and probably even the mileage on your car. But what's your testosterone level, and is that level normal for your age? If you don't know the answer, Low T Center can help, and we'll do it for free. Come take a free testosterone test and find out if Low T Center can help invigorate your life like it has for thousands of other men in your area. Go to fixmylowt.com and book an appointment online for your free T-test today.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
Not that far away. Anything uptown, no postcode envy.
We'll get to Waddle here in just a second. But you know who's coming to Denver, Phil?
Who's coming?
not Lord. Garth Brooks. The Blame It All on My Roots Arena Tour hits Ball Arena September 4th and 5th, and you don't want to miss it. General tickets are on sale now, but we're giving you a shot to win tickets. Just head to the Denver Sports app and enter for your chance to win. Don't have the app yet? No worries. Now's the time to download it, get entered, and we'll see you at the show. What have you seen from Jalen Waddle so far out here in camp about a weekend?
Mr. Waddle, the star. I didn't call him superstar yet, but the star. What I'm witnessing out there from Waddle is what I've seen since he was young. Obviously, he's more polished now, being in the league for as long as he has. But the man is just explosive. He has the juice. You must keep your eyes on him. It does not matter if you play man and you're bumping him. That's going to be a big mistake because he's going to get off that jam, and he has the speed to take it to the house. And so now if Bo Nix connects with him, that's a 50-yard touchdown. But also, Waddle is just a smart receiver as well. He knows how to find these zones. He can stop on a dime. He's not afraid to catch the ball in the middle of the field, and we saw actually that today where Waddle gets down the middle of the field. I think it was a 15-yard in. Bo Nix was able to hit him right on the money, and he was able to make a move. Waddle, that is, was able to make a move on PS2. And if that was a game, Waddle would have been gone for a 50-yard touchdown. So what I'm seeing from Waddle is a guy that's going to be on everybody's scouting report. Everybody's going to fear because of the speed, and he can run every route in the route tree, and he's proven it again today, ZB.
Here's Waddle, all right, talking about this defense pushing the other side of the ball.
Our defense is definitely top in the league. Just having that back and forward with front to the back end to the linebackers, it just makes us play true. Yeah, so we try to go out there, give them a good look, compete real hard against them, and yeah, man, our defense is hard to get a yard on. I can tell you that.
Yeah, and so you're hearing Waddle right there, like it's hard to get a yard.
It's real. It's real over here
against these guys, and it was real today as well as yesterday. Here is Waddle on his battles with Pat Surtain. Who's got the advantage there, do you think?
No, are we talking about one-on-ones? Because there was times today where they were in one-on-ones. Waddle won that, which is
I don't pay much of any attention.
I'm with you.
I think there's something to it to be gained from it, like working on your craft and like trying new things. But like I love Broncos country, but it's like these guys are one-on-one, right? And the receiver has nothing but space.
Yeah, I know.
And he beats the DB, and everyone's like, oh!
Making everybody feel bad.
And it's like, we were talking about it. You should be doing that when the defense makes a play because the drill is like set. Like you are such a disadvantage as a defensive player in one-on-ones with all that space.
Fans, they love the action. They
That's
love
great.
the touchdown,
It's great.
right?
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
great.
Receivers. It's Waddle scoring on you. But like, all right, Waddle versus PS2. Who's winning the matchups day in and day out? I'm going to still say PS2 right now, ZB. There was a play today, and I think you were actually with me on this play, or you were coming up the stairs,
Yep.
and it was a comeback. And we all know, although Sean doesn't like you saying this, and you asked the question.
The hitch routes.
Yep. That's exactly what it was. And Waddle got PS2's hips to open up, and PS2 thought it was going deep just for Waddle to come back down. And Waddle thought he was going to have an easy catch. And sure enough, Defensive Player of the Year. All right, PS2 comes straight down. He breaks on it, breaks the ball up. Like, these are the matchups that you want to see. Iron sharpens iron, and you're getting better. But PS2, man, he's holding his own.
He is such a stud.
He is, man.
He is a thoroughbred. And he...
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Like, dude, like... I remember the movie The Outsiders. It was one of my favorites growing up, and still to this day. And it was the Greasers and the Socias. And I remember there's a line in the book and in the movie that is star-studded. He goes, "Man, that boy's so greasy, he glides when he walks."
Damn.
And that's how PS2 kind of moves.
So smooth.
He kind of just glides around. And even when practice is over, when he's walking around, he's in no rush to do anything.
Nonchalant.
He's so just like cooler than the other side of the pillow, man. And here was Waddle talking about his battles with PS2.
And me and Pat been getting after it. That's my boy, my dog. He's the best in the league. So just having that competitive spirit with a good friend is always good.
Pretty cool dynamic between those two Alabama boys who were teammates going head to head every day in practice.
Who do you think is winning the matchup? Because it's like, Waddle is still
he's doing
plays.
his thing. Yeah. A PS2 though. I mean, PS2 is just. who PS2 is to cornerbacks is much different than who Jalen Waddle is to wide receivers.
Yeah.
You know, so like you might say Waddle's a top 20 receiver in the NFL. PS2 is the best corner in the NFL. And we were having the conversation earlier because I said I believe that Pat Bryant is an emerging star here over the next couple years.
Trying to take it back now?
Okay, no, I'm not. I'm not.
I thought about that.
This guy, Pat Bryant, for my money, has been the best wide receiver out at training camp so far.
He's been very consistent.
Very consistent.
Yeah.
But behind the scenes here, it sounded like Dante. I couldn't believe my ears, but he's like, "You guys think PS2 is a superstar?" Explain yourself, Dante.
Please explain.
You're painting me a bad light. That is not how that happened. I was just saying, I don't know if he's a superstar, mostly because of the position he plays, cornerback. They're a little less known. And then I was asking, like, do people in Minnesota know who Patrick Surtain is? Do people in North Carolina know who he is?
Of course they do. They have the internet in North Carolina.
All right, well, I guess he's a superstar then. I wasn't that I was saying he's not. I was just more debating it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And Dante likes to just sometimes just play devil's advocate a little bit, get a little debate going.
Piss people off.
It was so interesting when we went to Boston 2 years ago for the Army-Navy game.
I remember this.
And we're checking into the Marriott. And this is when Russell Wilson was still on the team. So this is 23? Is that right?
It was 23, yep.
Because Bo Nix is 24, 25 going into year
Yep.
3. Okay. So and the question at the time was, is Russell Wilson still a star or face of the franchise or however we phrased it? And so here we are on the East Coast, right? Completely different part of, the country. And you can't get much farther east than Boston. You technically can, but you're pretty far east. And the guy checking us in at the Marriott, we're like, let's just ask this guy. And I forgot how we knew he was an NFL fan. Did he recognize you?
Yeah, I think he did.
He recognized you.
And so then you asked, like, hey, so you must, like, watch a bunch of football.
Yeah,
He said, I watch a ton of it.
Yeah, big NFL fan. And we said, is Russell Wilson still a star? And he was like, he used to be, but he's not anymore. And so he was on it. He knew the temperature of the league. And we say, do the Broncos have any stars? And he goes, yes, Pat Surtain.
Yeah, he didn't know about PS2.
Yes.
And then that was before PS2 won Defensive Player of the Year.
Correct.
And then once PS2
this is
won
after
Defensive
2
Player of the
years,
Year,
I think.
Yeah. So,
I want to
like,
say.
PS2 is a superstar. When you're dominating the league and you're the number one cornerback in the league, you're a superstar.
So Pat Surtain is a superstar.
If you are what they say you are, a superstar, just like ZB. ZB, you're a superstar, bro.
I don't know about that, but I think PS2 is a superstar.
Okay. And now you're saying Pat Bryant's a star.
Dude, no, I said he's an emerging star. I don't think he'll ever be a superstar. I don't think he'll ever.
Yeah,
I said that. I don't think he'll ever be a
star.
superstar, but I think he is an emerging star. Do the Broncos have any other stars right now? Stars.
I guess you're going to have to put in Bo Nix. He's the quarterback. He had what is it, 11 one-score games that he won. Like, you win 14 games because of him.
So
on top of the defense.
So thank you for shoehorning that in.
I had to.
So
he's a star.
So this sentence is true. Bo Nix is a star quarterback in the NFL.
He is. Franchise quarterback for the Denver Broncos.
I know he's a franchise quarterback for the Broncos.
Well, you're
I
a
agree
star.
I just can't. I don't think he's an NFL star quarterback.
So would you consider?
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Zach Allen, is he a star?
Well, are we doing this conversation?
Well, he is by production.
Like,
he is
how
by
many stars
production.
do we have on the
No.
Denver Broncos?
He is by production, but Zach Allen is not a NFL star. Like Zach Allen. Okay, to use
That's
Dante's
what I was
example,
just about to ask. Is it popularity or is it production?
If he's in Charlotte and he goes to the mall, can Zach Allen walk from one side of the mall to the other? I think that yes.
Probably so.
Can Pat Surtain walk from one side of the mall to the other? I do not believe so.
Can Bo Nix walk from one side to another?
In Charlotte, they all could.
True.
Like, let's be honest. First of all, nobody goes to the mall either.
Pick the city. Oh, dude, you're wrong on that.
I thought malls are dying. That's
no. I thought that too. We went to the mall last year, non-Christmas time, and then we also went Christmas time.
Yeah.
Dude, the mall is packed. The mall is still somehow.
That's where teenage Phil used to
good.
get active.
I like the mall. I hope they live on forever. But that's just what I hear is that no one goes to the mall anymore.
Yeah.
Zach went on his Roby day.
Allegedly. And this is when I was working with Stokely. I took the day off, and later I was sick, and then later in the day did go to Park Meadows Mall to pick something up. A listener saw me, didn't say anything to me, texted in that Zach Bai was at the mall, even though he said he was sick. I'm
nobody
like,
said.
damn, these guys are clocking me out here.
You might be more recognizable at the Park Meadows Mall than Pat Surtain would be.
No,
You might be.
Drew, stop it. No,
What? He wears the helmet.
no.
Once CB opens his mouth, very recognizable. It's like, okay.
Guys, stop. You're not going to trick me into this like vanity game that like I think that highly of myself and that I'm walking through Park Meadows Mall and I'm more identifiable than Pat Surtain.
He has to have Defensive Player of the Year, ZB1 MVP
of the media
game.
Come on now. Yeah, well, now that you bring that up, okay. No, so but okay, interesting conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think Bo Nix is a star NFL quarterback
so
just yet.
So we only have one star on the team, a superstar.
A superstar.
And do we have any stars on the team?
Yeah, I think so.
Who?
I'll tell you coming up next.
It's Training Camp 2026 Unfinished Business. Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth will kick things off starting at 6 a.m. Powered by Applied Future Technologies. Then Dover and Cecil will react live to all the action until 2 p.m. Thanks to Denver Roof Pros and Biondino Law Firm. At 2, The Drive will recap the day thanks to AeroSeal Colorado. Stay locked into Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and DenverSports.com for all the latest news and information during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here, talking to the fellas about intimacy. You know deep down how much it matters to your partner, but when erectile dysfunction gets in the way, it can be frustrating, embarrassing, even isolating. Guys, worst of all, your partner may begin to blame themselves. Do not let that happen. And listen close, guys. The truth is, it's 2026. Most guys don't have to live with ED anymore. I'm talking about success rates at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Well over 90%. Well over 90%. All right? They've served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade. They have successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Close your eyes. Imagine tens of thousands of men in front of you, right? And what that looks like. I hate to break it to you. You're not that special. ED is actually really common. The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult, AT, and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. There's no downside. So hit them up at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hey, it's Phillip Lindsay here. Do you need a new roof, gutters, or exterior needs? Monarch is your one-stop shop, backed by 16 years of experience and over 10,000 satisfied customers. Their in-house insurance team fights for you, and their white glove service means every detail is handled with care. Competitive pricing, award-winning craftsmanship, and the only roofer the Denver Broncos chose to endorse. A proud member of Team Dave Logan, make the call to your home team, Monarch Construction and Roofing, the official roofer of the Denver Broncos.
When you see this in your kitchen,
the stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
You hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves, or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman's stainless steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years guaranteed? Thanks to Xfinity, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through August 24th, get the best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats and finds and fixes issues before you even notice them. No annual contracts or commitments, no hidden fees, and the best equipment included. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has stood beside Colorado families after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion won, we know how to fight for you. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit willhitewins.com. That's willhitewins.com.
Let the big dog eat. What's up, guys? Zach here, and I am all in on golf these days. Always looking for tee times, booking lessons, and saying yes to rounds with friends. And that's why Aurora has become my go-to for playing and practicing. Yes, we're talking about practice. From beginners just starting out to competitive players, Aurora Golf has a course you'll love. All 5 courses are in beautiful shape. The staff are super friendly, and the value, man, it's tough to beat. Book your next round tonight at golfaurora.com and give their Instagram a follow at golfaurora.co.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you, and you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Hi, this is Larry Jagger with SCL Mortgage, letting you know about our second mortgages for anything you need, including home improvements, paying off debt, and more. Visit us at myspecialmortgage.com or call 303-790-2222, NMLS number 1200716.
Garth Brooks is coming to Denver. The Blame It All on My Roots Arena Tour hits Ball Arena September 4th and 5th, and you don't want to miss it. General tickets are on sale now, but here's the best part. We're giving you a shot to win tickets. Just head to the Denver Sports app and enter for your chance to win. Don't have the app yet? Now's the time to download it. Get entered, and we'll see you at the show. It's Training Camp 2026, Unfinished Business. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, powered by AeroSeal Colorado.
Welcome back. Welcome back, superstar.
Oh, man, we just had that conversation all through the commercial break in so many different variations of what's a star, what's a superstar. My interpretation of a superstar, and it doesn't necessarily have to match up with production. You know, it's nuanced. We were having a similar conversation this past week with I was going back and forth with Will Peterson last Monday about Jokic being a top 10 player. And Will was like, well, Jokic is just better at basketball than Shaq. And it's like, well, it's not just about who had the better career.
Yeah.
Like when you talk legacy, that's what it is. Not like, because, you know, if DeMar DeRozan is playing basketball in the 1960s, he's Jordan, right? So it's about your career, not necessarily, well, who's more skilled or who shot it better. It's like when you
legacy.
when you have legacy conversations, it's about what you did in your career. This is such a rabbit hole conversation that we did not plan on having.
But it's interesting. You're sitting there at camp and you're looking at this, and you bring up Pat Bryant being a star.
No, I didn't. No, I said I think he is an emerging star here over the next coming years.
But man, that's a big time thing right there, right? A big time statement to even say, because like, how many stars do we have on this football team right now? You have Pat Surtain, who I believe is a superstar because he's Defensive Player of the Year,
and so
quarterback, best player at his position.
So by his merit as a football player, Pat is a superstar.
Yeah,
there's no doubt. But when it comes to like coast to coast, like notoriety, Pat is so cool, calm, and collected that if Pat Surtain had like long bright orange dreadlocks that hung out the back of his helmet, and he had a planned celebration after every pass breakup.
He needs an afro like me, Z. He needs an afro like me.
And he went in interviews, and instead of being so humble and respectful, he was like, I'm the baddest dude on the planet. Write that. Make that I just wrote your editor's headline tomorrow in the paper at the Denver Post. That's me. That's what. And then he's on SportsCenter, and but that's not the way he is. And I think that that goes into the calculus of these conversations when it comes to a superstar. And then we went down this other rabbit hole of like, I forget who said it. I think Drew said it. Is like, is Shedeur Sanders a bigger superstar or star, however you want to say it, than Bo Nix? And by popularity and jersey sales and clicks and this stuff, like Shedeur moves the needle.
Yeah.
These are arbitrary conversations. Like, we're just having fun with it. But
who else is a star on this team? I just want to know who else is a star, Z. Is there? And maybe there's not another star.
I think that there could be a couple. Yeah, I think that there's two. I think that there's two. I think that I think there's three total. Pat Surtain's one.
That's a lot of stars. They're shining.
Courtland Sutton and Jalen Waddle are the others. They play wide receiver. Waddle is a household name, first-round pick. Courtland Sutton has 25 touchdowns in the last 3 years. Back-to-back. Is Courtland Sutton on a $100 million contract?
He is. Close to it.
By Halloween, is Courtland Sutton top 5 in every statistical category in the history of the Broncos?
For sure.
I think that.
So he's a star. I don't like.
Is he a Pro Bowler?
He's a Pro Bowler. He is. But like,
was he on the NFL top 100 list
this year? Yes.
Do NFL fans coast to coast know Courtland Sutton? They know what he looks like.
For the most part, yeah. But a star is just like how I look at a star, and this is why you don't have a bunch of them. They are somebody that keeps you up at night. Does Courtland Sutton do that? When you go into it, and maybe we need to have a defensive coordinator on, somebody to come on and get his thoughts. When you're game planning, who are you stopping? Who are you scared of? Is it Waddle or Courtland? Who would you be scared of, Z?
Probably Waddle's big play ability, big play speed, but then
but you have this star in Courtland.
But hold on, but then I would push back and say, then why does Sutton have about the same average yards per catch?
I mean, he's consistent. He's a good football player.
Oh, you almost said GR. No, you say he's a guru, and then you say he's a good football player. Rewind the tape. Rewind the tape.
He's a damn good football player.
He's a damn good football player. Oh, so now that's your media put damn in front of good.
But Waddle, come on, Z. Like we're watching it every day during camp.
Phil Waddle's been a top 20 receiver one time.
But Waddle has had 3 years, 1,000-yard years, very exposed. He had one who went for 1,300 yards.
I understand.
Courtland hasn't done that.
Phil, how many catches does Jalen Waddle have as a Denver Bronco?
0. So that doesn't mean he's not a star. Like, why are we sitting here?
No, yeah, I can't co-sign. It's kind of working. It looks like, but I can't co-sign that. I can't co-sign that.
Courtland is a damn good football player.
Zach, I was asking you about this the other day.
Wait, hold on a second.
Waddle's
a star, but Courtland's a
because
so Waddle's been a top 20 receiver once. Courtland's been that 3 times.
Did I just ask? Did I
they have
not
the same yards per catch.
Who strikes fear in you, Courtland or Waddle? Who are they game planning towards, like, to stop?
For that specific question, I would say Waddle.
Okay, he's a star.
That's not all encompassing. Dante, go ahead. Dante, go ahead.
I was asking you at camp. I think it was today or yesterday if Jalen Waddle can become the second most popular Bronco about halfway through the year.
And especially because he's new right now, I think Waddle is the most popular Bronco out at camp.
So
like even over Bo Nix?
Right there with Bo. Well, probably not right there with Bo, but he's number 2.
But I think he can pass Surtain, Benito, Sutton.
Maybe so. And he's got the celebration, and he's the first-round pick, right?
Shine bright like a diamond.
He's going to be doing the fantasy points, scoring touchdowns.
Exactly.
He's going to be the star.
All right. We'll see. Hopefully the Broncos have 20 stars and go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. But until then, we're going to go to training camp tomorrow and come back at 2 o'clock. It's supposed to be the most intense training camp practice to date, 2.5 hours, fully padded. We're going to give you the details tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We got Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
If Davis Webb and the Broncos offense is the top storyline of the season, then close behind is
this defense forcing more turnovers than they did last year. And the impact it will have on this defense, on this offense, and on this overall team if they're able to, law of averages, improve on the measly 14 turnovers that they forced last year, and what it would look like if they improved by 10, 12, never mind if they doubled it and got upwards of 28 or 30, which is where the league leaders actually live.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Most home sellers get one offer. It's somewhere between lowball and not good enough. Orchard changes that. With Orchard's new Orchard Offers, you don't just get one offer, you get multiple cash offers from serious investors all competing for your home. That's right. Make investors compete with Orchard's cash offer marketplace. Here's how it works. You work with an Orchard agent who submits your home to their exclusive network of hundreds of local cash buyers. They come to you with offers. You review them all and pick the best one on your terms. So you don't have to settle on one offer or worry about leaving money on the table. You see every offer side by side. That's how you know you're getting top dollar. Orchard Offers means no repairs, no showings, no drawn-out process. Before you accept any offer, see them all first. Get a free home valuation and see your offers today with Orchard Offers. Go to Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand.
Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CV